That when he said they've crossed a red line on use of gas, that was ill-advised. He pulled back. It ended up well because Russia.
Football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and through SportsNola.com. Patriots football on WGSO is presented by John Ehret High School, providing opportunities for everyone. At 501 Manhattan Boulevard in Marrero. Call 504-349-7600 or visit us online at ehret.jpschools.org. Now let's head live to the playing field for the call of the game. Here are WGSO Sports Director Ken Trahan of SportsNola.com and Coach Rick Gailey.
From Hoss-Memphis Stadium, it's John Ehret Patriots football as this evening the Patriots entertain the Landry Walker charging Buccaneers. And a pleasant good evening to you. Ken Trahan along with the coach Rick Gailey. And this big District 8-5A battle, which likely will decide a district championship, is set to get underway here shortly. The John Ehret Patriots coming into this game with a record of 4-1 overall. And the Patriots, having won a couple of district games already at 2-0 in the league, are primed for a big effort here tonight, taking on the Buccaneers of Landry Walker, who started off the year losing 2 games, but they've won their last 3. And Rick, obviously, when you look at the matchup, these are the 2 best teams in the league, with all due respect to the others. Last year, a 3-way tie with Chalmette for the championship, but clearly these 2 teams look like the chalk this year.
Absolutely. They've continued to grow from what they accomplished last year and playing excellent football, and especially the development of the quarterbacks and the increase in depth with John Ehret make them better football teams than they were a year ago, more complete football teams, and they've had some really tough competition in the early part of the year coming into tonight. So we're looking at easily the 2 best teams in that district.
Last year was a matchup over at Berman Stadium where both teams were hobbled at quarterback. Aaron Boeheim got hurt in the first game of the year for Ehret and did not play. Keaton Thompson was hurt. He played sparingly in the game, but just enough to make a play. And Landry Walker came from behind and won 16-13 in a real defensive battle, which is understandable, even though both teams have potent offenses. They're both very athletic on defense.
And they're built defensively first, for sure, that both head coaches realize how important great defenses are to championship teams, and that's what they plan on building at the two schools. Emmanuel Powell at Landry Walker and Corey Lambert at Ehret knows that it takes great defense. So they're both built defensively, even though I expect much more offense this year. Both teams have matured offensively, and both quarterbacks are healthy, so I'm expecting some terrific offensive production today. And also last year, Landry Walker wore down Ehret, and that's why they were able to come from behind in the fourth quarter. Ehret had several players last year that had to play both ways, and that showed itself in the state championship game against Zachary, that one of the main plans of Zachary was to exploit the two-way play and wear down Ehret. So Corey Lambert and the staff went to work and increased the depth of their football team. They've increased the participation all around in football. And that's also shown in the attendance at the school that has grown. So that's been a great example of what a first-rate football program can do for your school. But I don't think that's going to be a factor tonight, one school wearing down the other. It's going to come down to execution, and I really do expect both offenses to be effective tonight.
The Patriots opened the season with a 16-13 win over Riverside, then defeated East St. John 41-21. Lost at Destrehan 21-7, and lost their brilliant wide receiver Jamal Houston in that game for the year. He's had knee surgery and he's recovering, and Godspeed to Jamal, and that'll be back for his senior year in great shape. The Patriots then opened District 8 5A play with a 60-0 win over East Jefferson at a game that we had here on WGSO. And then the Patriots defeated Higgins last week 46-14. As for Landry Walker, they started off with an extremely difficult schedule. Lost to John Curtis at Muspertolino Stadium in Kenner 35-22. Lost to Edna Carr in the shootout at Berman 42-34. Then they beat St. Augustine convincingly 42-20. Took down Chalmette 40-10 in district play, and defeated Bonneville 59-0 in district play. So when you look at these two teams, Corey Lambert, his fifth year as head coach, 17th year overall at John Ehret, 34-16 record, as Rick mentioned, went to the state championship game a year ago in 5A when they went 12-3 and lost to Zachary 46-12 in the championship after dismissing East Ascension, Live Oak, Ponchatoula, and Mandeville in the playoffs. Great pedigree at John Ehret, state championship in 1981 under Jesse Daigle, and in 1985 under Ray St. Pierre, who's here at the game tonight. And the Patriots have reached the semifinals in 1980, 1982, both under Coach Daigle, 1992, 2000, and 2007 under Billy North. Of course, Corey Lambert, the former quarterback at John Ehret. And when you look at this matchup tonight, you start with outstanding players. When you talk about the Patriots, you got to start with their fine sophomore quarterback, Travis Mumphrey. Mumphrey is just doing an outstanding job. He's completed 40 of 74 passes, 520 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And he's rushed 45 times for 430 yards and 6 scores. And Ricky's really matured since last year.
Very much so. We had a chance to sit down and talk with him on our show, Prep Recruiting Insider. And I was very impressed by how confident he was and how well he answered questions. And one of the specific questions I asked him is, what do you do in the offense? What skills do you have that make you effective? And he was able in great detail to talk about the things that he had to do in the offense. So whenever a young man can answer you confidently and can describe in detail what he's supposed to do, he could be very effective, because it also shows you that he's been well taught and he's not just flying by the seat of his pants. So a very impressive young man, in being able to meet him and talk to him face to face.
Brilliant running back, the junior Brandon Brown, 88 carries, 530 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's also caught 7 passes for 74 yards. So he is unquestionably the biggest threat where the backfield is concerned. And it takes a whole bunch of guys to step up and replace Jamal Houston as receivers in the passing game, and we shall see who else steps up outside of Darius Campbell, who has 9 catches for 115 yards and a touchdown. As for Landry Walker, speaking of signal callers, is there any better in this area, if not Louisiana for that matter, than Keaton Thompson At 6'5", 225 pounds, a senior. The Mississippi State commit, 60 of 105 for 1,168 yards and 14 touchdowns. And he's rushed for 402 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's just a brilliant talent.
Very much so. We had a chance to talk with him just this past week. Landry Walker was on the show Wednesday. And in fact, we've gotten to know Keaton very well. He's been on the show three years in a row because he alternated as a sophomore and then took over the job full-time as a junior and has matured into just a very fine young man, a great knowledge of what he is supposed to do. And he can beat you running, passing, or with his decision-making, which is another skill completely unto itself. Landry Walker is effective offensively this year because of his development.
Brilliant player in Tevin Bush, the West Virginia commit. The 5'8", 170-pound senior is electric, but they've got really good receivers in Devontae Jason, Trevontae White, and Travis Victor as well. It's just a very potent offense that Landry Walker has.
Absolutely, and we got a chance to talk to some of those young men, especially Tevin and Devontae. And Tevin likens himself to a Darren Sproles type of play. In fact, Tavon Austin was his favorite player, who was a West Virginia player. So he's an exciting young man, 5'8", 170 pounds, is ideally suited to what they do in the spread offense. So he can beat you running the ball. He could beat you catching the ball. He could beat you in a variety of ways. An excellent young player in Tevin Bush. And Devontae Jason is a specimen. What an excellent-looking receiver he is at 6'3", 190. He's the real deal.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch because both quarterbacks are outstanding dual-threat players who can really get it done. Landry Walker's a visiting team, and they brought fireworks. Go figure. I wonder if they got permission to do that.
I would suspect that it's better to beg for forgiveness than to ask for
As John Ehret takes the field now as well. Quite a contrast in colors here tonight. Landry Walker will be in their white jerseys with their blue numerals, but they're shaded in orange, and their metallic silver helmets. And John Ehret, meanwhile, decides that all gray is a good look. Gray jerseys, gray pants, white numerals, white headgear, and numbers and a Patriot adorned on that headgear. So, interesting contrasting colors tonight between these two outstanding programs, and it should be a terrific football game. Emmanuel Powell, in his 7th year as the head coach at Landry Walker, presided over the merger of the two schools, Perry Walker and LB Landry. Last year they were 10-3, 6-1 and 8-5A, and reached the 5A semifinals. Beat Chalmette and Byrd in the playoffs. Lost to Mandeville in the quarterfinals. I should say reached the quarterfinals. Lost to Mandeville a year ago. Reached the semifinals in 2014 and lost to Endicott 29-0. And then moved up to 5A. They became Landry Walker in 2013. And when they were Perry Walker, memorable team back in 2002 with a couple of future NFL players. And they reached the state championship game under Frank Wilson and lost to John Curtis 16-14 in the Superdome after they'd beaten Curtis during the regular season. That's something you would know a little bit about.
That sounds familiar. That's right. There's only one team that's beaten Curtis twice in the same year.
We owe you a timeout. We'll take that here. Back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. You are listening to John Ehret Football on WGSO 990 AM at WGSO.com, and you're watching at SportsNoah.com, courtesy of First NBC Bank. Rick Haley, as we get set for football tonight, it's John Ehret, it's Landry Walker, and it's also time for the playing of our national anthem. The John Ehret Band will handle those duties here momentarily as we get things kicked off tonight. Here's the John Ehret Band. John Ehret Marching Band with our national anthem as we get set for action here this evening. John Ehret won the toss and they deferred, it appears. So Landry Walker will get the ball first. Weather conditions, clear skies, 80 degrees. The relative humidity is only 62%, and the wind is out of the north, straight out of the north now at 12 miles an hour. So it will be definitely a factor in the game, as we saw in an earlier game today, in which St. Augustine defeated Shaw 39-14 here at Haas Memphis Stadium. So Ehret deferred, and they have taken the wind, and they will kick off with the wind at their backs, as the wind is out of the north, and that's direction will kick north to south here. So Landry Walker is going to get the ball first. Patriots will kick it off momentarily, and the charging Buccaneers will drop number 18, Travis Victor, the wide receiver, deep to receive. He'll have some assistance back there as well. Ready to get things started here tonight. And I'll do my best to identify numbers for John Ehret. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Ready to roll, and here is the kickoff. We're underway. Sailing deep to Victor at the 4. He's upfield to the 10. Middle of the field to the 20. He's loose at the 25-30. Broke a tackle, and he gets all the way out near the 40. Very good return to start the ball game.
Travis Victor returns the ball.
Excellent return right up the middle. The ball was
Travis
kicked
Victor.
The ball was kicked to the right hash of the kicking team, and Victor knew what to do with it. He accelerated immediately, found a small opening, and got it up to the 40.
And Keaton Thompson, a brilliant senior quarterback, Mississippi State commit, leads his team to the line of scrimmage, and in the backfield with him is Tevin Bush, the West Virginia commit, the senior. 4 receivers set. We'll see a lot of this on first down. They give to Bush on a cutback play. He's open at the 45. He's up to the 50, right near a first down. Tevin Bush right away with a good inside run. And Landry Walker appears to have the first down.
He really has some quickness. That's one of the many positions that we're going to see Tevin Bush in, the single setback with 4 wide receivers, and he can really accelerate.
Bush with the first down. Right away, here's a fake by Thompson. Steps up, gets hit. Look how strong he is. Shook the tackle. Escapes another. Great cut. Dragging people with him. Look at him go to the 41-yard line. Keaton Thompson is some player. 9 yards, and it will be 2nd and 1.
Turned a sack into a 9-yard gain. That's pretty remarkable. It's a good thing they have the shiny helmets, the mirrored-looking helmets, Ken, because it's hard to tell one team from the other even. And I can tell you, as a quarterback, you're going to have to look pretty closely for helmets.
Right.
Rather
I
than
mean, it's
uniforms.
hard as a quarterback when you're trying to identify. Yep. I don't understand how you allow teams to wear two lighter colors like this. 2nd down and 1 from the 41-yard line. Thompson, the snap. Fakes it, keeps it running right, and gets hit hard and stopped for no gain. Really good defensive play for the Patriots, turned in by number 8, Anthony Hamilton, the outstanding senior linebacker.
Really good job of scraping off, because that was a very good ride to Tevin Bush, and you know that's going to get a lot of attention. And then he was able to, it was Jacoby Walker was a fake, and he accelerated through the line, but a good scrape by the linebacker to hold the play. To
Anthony Hamilton, leading tackler on the year with 47 stops coming in. 3rd and 1. Here's a give to Bush, runs into an offensive lineman, cuts to the outside, looking for space, cuts in, gets the first down. He's so elusive. Well, John Ehret looked like they might have that play contained, but Bush able to push it forward for 4 yards and a first down.
Turned a loss into a 4-yard gain. Just a remarkable play that time, because it was great penetration by the Ehret front. But he bounced it, took it all the way from the right hash to outside the left numbers, and it was great pursuit by Ehret to be able to hold him to 4 yards.
At the John Ehret 37, Landry Walker opening possession of the game. With a 4 receiver set on 1st and 10. Thompson wants to throw. Steps up under pressure. Again escapes a sack. Rolls right, buys time. Still looking. Throwing across his body and caught at the 15. Extended that play amazingly and delivers a strike for a big first down to the 15-yard line. And the pass complete to number 18, Travis Victor. That's a big 22-yard completion and a first down, Landry Walker.
Second time that he steps out of a potential sack, this time by Charles Ford. He steps out of that, keeps the play alive. Secondary's got to get used to covering receivers for extended periods of time, because it's hard to get Keaton Thompson on the ground.
1st and 10 of the 15-yard line. Thompson on a keeper to the 13. He picks up 2. And it will be 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
That's the same as an I formation lead play, just that the quarterback is playing the tailback position. In that case, following his running back to the left side of the center. Just a plain old isolation lead play.
Hamilton and Barquette on the stop at 2nd and 8 from the 13-yard line. 3 receivers to the right in this formation. Thompson gives to Bush, tries to get outside, stutter step. Look at the speed. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Dives for the pylon. He's out of bounds near the 1. Tevin Bush with a brilliant run, tremendous speed. They're going to mark him at the 2, and it's 1st and goal, Landry Walker.
Ehret was in pretty good shape when the handoff was made, but Bush was able to outrun all of the angles that the Patriot defense had. Got it down to the 2-yard line. He is absolutely a blur.
Magic. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Thompson takes the snap, keeps it himself, hit hard and dropped for no gain. Good job defensively for the Patriots by 44, Earl Barquette, the sophomore.
Really good job by Barquette coming off the corner, coming off the edge as the fake was to Bush, and then Keaton Thompson keeping the ball and ended up losing a yard because of the efforts of Earl Barquette.
Yeah, officially at the 2, so no gain. 2nd and goal, just outside the 2. 3 receivers right, single left. That's Trevante White, isolated left side. Thompson will keep inside. He'll score easy. Touchdown, Landry Walker. Running left, he scampers into the end zone untouched. And the Landry Walker charging Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead.
Just took it right down the field. It was interesting. It looked like the right tackle got a little bit of a head start on it, but he must have just timed the snap exactly right. And great surge by the Landry Walker offensive line.
Extra point attempt forthcoming by Malcolm Moore. Snap, spot, kick is on the way, and he has knocked it left, no good. So Moore missing, wide, and a timeout on the field with 8:02 to play in the first quarter with our score. Landry Walker 6, John Ehret nothing. We're back in a moment. This is John Ehret Football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and you're watching at SportsNola.com.
Serving the young
So John Ehret will start at about the 22 on its first possession of the game, with Travis Mumphrey leading his team onto the field. And we'll see if the Patriots can answer. That was Harris on the return. And here's the Patriot offense with Mumphrey leading the way, the sophomore.
First and 10, Ehret.
And the Patriots have been good offensively, and let's see how they can fare
Their own 22.
against this Landry Walker defense. Snap it. Inside run coming. Brown running hard, but getting hit. Falls forward for about 3. Brandon Brown's been their workhorse, has been outstanding this year. They have good backs, but he's certainly the best one. And Brown fights for 3 to the 25, where it's 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, they have a squad of running backs that are very capable. As you said, led by Brandon Brown.
Tight formation. Power right, quarterback keeper Mumphrey escapes one and dives to the 30. So Mumphrey gets 5. Or was that Brown? That was Brown. Brown operating on a wildcat on the carry there. So Brandon Brown for 5 to the 30-yard lines. And it is 3rd down and 2 yards to go. So Brown lining up at quarterback. Takes another direct snap. He'll run it inside and dives right near the marker. He needed the 32. That's where he goes down. We'll see whether he has it or not. This is going to be very close. So Brown on the keeper. John Ehret going power football in this first series, running Brown at the quarterback spot. And it looks like they signaled first down, but if I was Landry Walker, I'd ask for a measurement. Ball is chipping the line, and the marker across the field is right at the 32.
Yeah, that was it. That was extraordinarily close. And they're just going right on with it.
Well, they haven't moved the chains yet. Now they're saying move the chains. So 1st down, Patriots.
Yeah, as you mentioned, running power football looked like a single wing formation with 2 wings, with a wing and a blocking back to the right-hand side, and just running off tackle power.
Takes the snap, gives it this time inside, diving to the 35-yard line with his first carry of the game is Byron James.
Carries up the middle.
Gains 3. And it's 2nd down and 7. I think it's a sound strategy by Corey Lambert. You'd like to keep the ball out of the hands of Landry Walker and shorten this game. 2nd down and 7 from the 35. Keeper by Brown inside. He's hit and dropped. No gain. Too much penetration there. And the tackle made by number 52, Shamon Sullivan, the junior, at 6'1", 250.
Landry Walker crowding the line of scrimmage when Brandon Brown is taking the direct snap, playing the tailback in the old single wing. So they're doing a good job of applying pressure at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 7 at the 35. And movement by Landry Walker. That's going to cost them 5. That's a big penalty. You go from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 2 with a team that's clearly wanting to run the ball.
Absolutely. That's a lack of focus there, not paying attention to the situation. And that was way outside off the edge from an outside linebacker.
Now a very manageable 3rd and 2. Landry Walker with 8 men in the box, pressing the line of scrimmage. Brandon Brown will keep it running right. Looks for the cutback. It's there. Dives forward right on the line. Looks like he's got it. Just past the 42. That should be another John Ehret 1st down.
They are really attacking the right side of the offensive line and the left side of the Landry Walker defensive line. So they've run right quite a bit in this drive, and they've ground out 2 first downs.
A ground gain of 3. It's 1st and 10 at the 43. Brown again with a give right. That's open at midfield. 45, good open field tackle, but Brandon Brown on the handoff to Byron James, and James has a 1st down to the Landry Walker 44-yard line. That one popped wide open, a gain of 13.
And Javon Foster, as a free safety, saved a touchdown. Really popped through the line of scrimmage. Excellent blocking by the right side. Dwayne Fisher, as a right tackle especially, doing a great job of blocking the Landry Walker left side of their defensive line. That one popped clean.
So 1st and 10 at the Landry Walker 44. Patriots on the move on their opening possession of the game, trailing 6-0. 5:30 and counting, first quarter. Here's a direct snap and a run inside by Brandon Brown. Dives near the 40. So Brown gets about 3. They're going to mark him at the 41. They'll make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
Not only are they lining up in tight formations, but they've taken a tackle and put him as the right tight end. The aforementioned Dwayne Fisher is listed as a tackle.
Landry Walker trying to substitute as Ehret's going no huddle all the way and trying to wear them down. 2nd and 7. Brown will run right. Brown bounces off of one, bounces off of another, and fights down to about the 37. 4 tough yards going to the short side of the field.
Short side of the field, and they're going right, they're going right, they're going right. They're lining up with 2 wide receivers to the left, which is the wide side of the field, and there's tight man coverage there by Landry Walker, and they're lining up with a guard, a tackle, and a tackle to the right-hand side. It's not an unbalanced line because there's no tight end in the game.
Well, you know they're substituting as quickly as they can. Landry Walker and Ehret would snap, but they'd get the too many men on the field.
Exactly.
But they don't. It's 3rd and 3 at 4 down territory and a timeout, John Ehret. So if you see that as a coach, can you make that adjustment in game and say, hey, guys, if we see them trying to substitute, you have a hot read where you can get the ball snapped?
Yeah, absolutely. You have a code word.
Yeah,
because you're going to the line of scrimmage and getting set immediately. They're not changing the formation very much. So you would use a word like red ball, or something like that. They would tell you, get lined up, snap the ball. And,
sure.
Certainly, that would. If you're in a true hurry up, fast tempo. There's 2 kinds of tempo. Fast tempo offense. Then yes, you would have to have a code word for that. You have a code word for everything because you have to be able to call it off from the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know this is 4 down territory, so they're going to run the ball twice here. It's 3rd and 3 at the 37-yard line. 9 snaps, all runs for Ehret thus far, with Brandon Brown opening at quarterback in a surprise move.
Yes, indeed, that certainly is.
3rd down and 3. Brown, the snap, gives to James. He'll get the first down inside the 30, down to the 27. Inside the 35, down to the 32. A gain of 5 to the 32. First down for James and John Ehret.
Once again, running to the right side of the formation, and just that time out of a pistol type of look with the tailback behind Brandon Brown, the quarterback, and so now he had some real momentum running to the right side.
On 1st and 10, Brown will keep it right as blockers in front. Has the cutback. It's there across the 30. Dives to the 26. Again running right, but there's a flag in the middle of the field. There should be another flag right there, and there is. Very poor reaction by a Landry Walker player after the play, which means you might have offsetting penalties here because you figure a hold and then a personal foul, obviously.
Right. The personal foul is a dead ball foul.
Yes, it is.
This may be one.
10 and 15. 10 one way and 15 the other, right?
That's correct.
All right, so here's the holding call marked off against Ehret, which is 10 yards.
The first penalty is
But then you'll go 15 the other way on the personal foul against Landry Walker. So this benefits John Ehret. They end up with 5 extra yards.
Against Landry Walker.
That's a case of a player losing his cool.
Yeah, that's not your role to do that. You play hard, and there's no reason to cost your team 15 yards in that case and turn a big negative into a positive.
7-yard line of the Chargers Buccaneers.
So it's going to mark the ball at the 27-yard line and a 1st and 10. Now they're going to talk about it. The mark is correct. And if it's a dead ball situation and it was first down and the player was running, the holding call would be first down. So it should be first down.
It should be first down. It's a matter whether it's first and
10 or first and 5. Right. Correct. That's what I was about to say. And that's why they're going over to the chain gang right now to have that discussion.
Right. It should be 1st and 5. I don't believe that's an automatic.
Right. The
first
chain
down.
should be back at the 32-yard line because it was a 5-yard. That extra 5 yards comes after the play. That's a dead ball situation, so it should be 1st and 5.
And a personal foul is not an automatic first down in high school. And the officials put a clip on the chain on the sideline on one of the yard lines, and that's what they use to measure with. So even if you move the chain, as long as you haven't moved the clip, they can accurately put the chains back in the right place because of the clip that they keep on the chain.
So it's 1st and 5. Mark it at the 27-yard line.
Down and 4.
Patriots from the 27. And this time hit and drop for no gain, if not a loss on the play, was James in the backfield before he could get started.
Really good play by Shamad Sullivan that time, getting penetration. That play actually started to the left. It was cutting back to the right, so they continued to attack the right side. Sullivan that time came up with a big play.
From the 28-yard line. Snapping. Going to keep it running right. Brown to the corner. The 25 inside the 25, close to the first down. Here the 24-yard line. Again running right. Again to the short side. And again right on the first down marker. And they're going to say first down, John Ehret.
First down.
To the 24-yard line.
That's a third first down in this drive that they are right at the yard line.
I mean, every single time, right?
That is necessary. They can be effective running to the short side of the field because the formation is so tight there.
On 1st and 10, jet sweep coming, cut back, and drilled at about the 21 on a big hit. Was Deron Coleman on the carry.
That even got a new out of me, the last hit that knocked the ball carrier backwards, but the first time that somebody from the perimeter took the ball and carried the ball to the right side.
2nd and 8 on the gain of 2. Running inside with James, charges across the 20 and down about the 19. There's a flag down on the far side of the field, though. And this is going to be a false start against John Ehret, which should have blown the play dead.
Or this could be a formation problem. This could be illegal procedure as opposed to false start.
Well, we'll see. The gain was to the 19. It is procedure against John Ehret. They're going over to explain to Corey Lambert. They'll mark off the penalty.
I didn't take a good enough look to see what receivers were on or off the line of scrimmage, but obviously they didn't have enough people on the line of scrimmage, and that's what creates illegal procedure. You have to have 7 on the line of scrimmage.
Second penalty for 15 yards against the Patriots. Back to the 27 now, where it's 2nd and 13. So they're behind the chains for the first down, but they'll still maintain the running play right at the 25-20 and knocked out of bounds. Near the first down once again is Brandon Brown, and he's right on the marker yet again, amazingly. Needed 13, and he got 13 in a first down.
First time that Landry Walker brought a defensive back, but they brought him from the field, and they're running into the boundary. One of the advantages of running into the short side of the field here, keeping it on the right hash mark, is it's difficult to make defensive adjustments.
Snap it to Brown. Looks for the cutback. It's not there. He'll be bottled up and stopped cold. So Brown, no gain to the 14. Good defense by Landry Walker. Charge led by number 33, Ernest Simon.
Keeping the ball on the right hash. It's in front of the Ehret bench and as far away from the Landry Walker bench as you could be. So it makes it more difficult to make defensive adjustments on the fly because of the distance that the defense is away from their bench.
2nd down and 10 from the 14. Brown the snap. Gives it to James. He's kissed and dropped cold.
They called timeout because they couldn't get the player off the field.
Wow, it's a tremendous hit. There is a flag on the play. Tyson Fielder made the hit, but a timeout was in fact called prior to the snap. It's a break for John Ehret. That's the first timeout for Landry Walker. And right now their defense might be gassed.
They were getting ready to get penalized because they snapped the ball when 12 were on the field.
Right.
But they called a timeout, right?
So they finally caught him.
Yes, exactly right. And they've got to keep that pressure because if you're trying to wear a defense down, you don't want them to be able to freely substitute.
This is going to be the 16th snap of the drive. That doesn't even include the penalties.
Exactly.
So, and this drive started with 7:55 to play in the quarter. We got 2:32 left in the quarter. This is old-time power football, and a statement being made by Corey Lambert. The game plan, obviously, to pound and try to wear down this defense and to try to keep Landry Walker's offense off the field.
Absolutely. They keep putting 2 wide receivers to the field. Everybody else is bunched up in the closest thing that I've seen to it is a single wing, or it's even closer to a Notre Dame box because the two other backs in the backfield are stacked behind each other, behind the right offensive tackle, the real offensive tackle, with very little formation variation. In fact, they get tighter. The 2 wide receivers even get tighter.
2nd down, just over 10, and a loss coming. James is hit and dropped for a loss, and another flag down on the play. This time from the John Ehret side of the field. Loss was going to be back to about the 18-yard line.
And they're talking about formation again, I believe. That's why the two wing officials,
wave it off.
They thought one official, and that's the two wing officials who are responsible for legal or illegal formations, had difficulty communicating. They have signals that they give to each other that indicates who is on what side, on or off the line of scrimmage.
Back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 5, and it's 3rd down and 15. Snap it to Brown. They're going to run that sweep to the right. He's going to be hit and drop for another loss. So they ran out of gas on this drive trying to run it over and over again. And another loss of 2. Landry Walker's really stiffened. And it's 4th down to the 21-yard line. 4th down and 17 yards to go.
And they got in a different formation there. That they had an unbalanced line to the field and ran not only to the short side of the field, but the short side of the personnel as well.
I'm surprised they're going to try a field goal. It's going to be about 38 yards. I don't know that they can get the distance here based on what I saw earlier, but we'll see what happens here. As they're going to try it with Wendell Jones from the left hash mark. 38-yard attempt, snap it, and before they can get the kickoff, what's going on? Oh, it's a muddle huddle fake. They fake it, and this is a disaster for Ehret. Thrown to the turf. They tried to disguise that they were not kicking it, but they were faking a field goal. Everybody held their ground. Nothing happened, and Ehret loses more yardage, and they'll turn it over on downs as a result.
That was a real miscommunication there.
So it's a loss of 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was. I'm not certain that was a planned fake. Only one receiver went out. It almost looked like they thought the whistle had blown. It was really messed up from the very beginning. The ball was snapped and everybody just stood around.
So Landry Walker with his second possession starts at the 25. Thompson wants to throw. He's going to air it out deep but incomplete. Overthrown, intended for Trevante White. And it will be 2nd down and 10.
Got beyond the defense by a little bit. There was a chance to get it to him, but the ball was going to have to be thrown perfectly and was launched too far, which takes quite a shot because he's throwing it into the wind, and there's still a nice wind out there.
2nd and 10 of the 25-yard line. Thompson with 3 receivers right and a single receiver to the left. Takes the snap, wants to throw, flushed out left, stops, guns it down the field, but again overthrows the intended receiver who was Tevin Bush.
He gets away from the pass rush. 2 pass rushers came in the same gap from the right side of the formation. It looked like Barquette and maybe Brandon Frazier both came inside. They didn't have an edge rusher that they really needed to have. So Thompson felt that, rolled outside the pocket, and then was able to launch one, but still too far.
3rd and 10 from the 25. Back to pass. Thompson steps up, has time, guns it down the field. It's tipped in the air, and it's intercepted at the 30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown. John Ehret, Terrell Bailey on the tip ball, returns it 30 yards for a touchdown, and the Patriots have tied the game.
Terrell Bailey catches a tipped pass. Plenty of time for Keaton Thompson to throw the football. Got himself on balance and threw a rope to a hooking wide receiver to the field, to the wide side of the field. Ball gets tipped up in the air. And if Terrell Bailey is in the neighborhood, he's going to make a play. So he not only intercepts it, but he's able to take it to the house. What a dramatic turnaround.
Now the place-kicking game. Wendell Jones to try to give John Ehret the lead. Remember, Landry Walker missed an extra point earlier. Snap it, spot it. The kick is up, and he pushed it to the left. Right. So both teams have missed extra points. 1:08 to play in the first quarter. We're tied at 6.
So far today, we've seen more missed extra points than made. That's going to come back to that can come back to haunt. It's much easier to kick it straight downwind than it is when you're kicking into the wind. So that is indeed a miscue.
Anytime you see a tip ball like that, bad things can happen for the offense.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what happened. Ball was thrown on a rope into the wind, got tipped up in the air. if you give either of these defenses an opportunity, they can really make big plays because they're not only athletic, but they're almost always in the right place as well. So an excellent defensive stand. Actually, we're looking, if Landry Walker was not successful there, they were looking at giving the ball right back to the Ehret offense, and the defense hasn't been on the sideline very long. So at least the Landry Walker offense will be able to get the ball right back and see if they can do some damage. Remember, the last drive started with an excellent kickoff return to give them good field position.
Here's a kickoff, bouncing ball down the middle. It's still loose, and it goes over the head of the return man inside the 5. Still loose in the end zone, and he has to take a knee.
And that's a touchback.
Well, he took the knee, and he barely took it, and that is a touchback. Fielded in the field of play. It bounced in the field of play. And a touchback will put the ball at the 20-yard line. And explain that for people.
That's right. In high school, it's different than in the other levels, unless you carry the ball in the end zone. But as soon as it crosses the goal line, that means when the front end of the ball crosses the front end of the line, it is automatically a touchback, whether you have possession of it or not, unless you even if you cause the momentum for it to go back in the end zone. So the momentum of the football, even though it was touched in the field of play, didn't have anything to do with it. When the ball crossed the goal line, it was an automatic touchback.
Played by Federation rules, and again, if the ball's an inch over the line, it's automatically waved off touchback. That's why teams that have good kickers can kick touchbacks. It's a great weapon.
Yes, indeed.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Thompson to snap. He's going to give it left to Bush. Finds some running room. What a move. 25 and out of bounds near the 28. How quick is he?
Wow, he was pinned in within a yard of the boundary, and he just made the potential tackler disappear. What a tremendous job.
Special talent. I don't care how big he is. Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
That's why he was highly recruited and is committed to West Virginia.
Thompson with Bush next to him. Fakes it. Going to keep it right. He's going to be boxed in and falls forward. Might have fallen forward for a yard. So big and strong. Even when you have him stopped, he'll always either run through a tackle or fall forward.
The Ehret defense was in exactly the right place. Did not overcommit, and he was still able to lunge forward and make a play out of it when the defense did everything exactly the right way.
A yard to the 29 where it's 3rd and 1 from the 29-yard line. Thompson gives to Bush, bounces it outside. He'll get the 1st down and more. 30, 35, 40, he's gone. You're not going to catch Bush. No chance. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, no flags. Tevin Bush goes the distance, 71 yards, and Landry Walker takes a 12-6 lead.
What an explosive play. We keep saying it over and over again. Some big-time mistakes, though, by the John Ehret defense. The right side of their defense is really losing leverage and allowing him to bounce to the outside. You can't give him an inch, much less give him any room to the outside. And as soon as he got outside the tight end's block, it was gone.
I suspect they'll go for 2 here after watching the kicking game, and that's what they're going to do.
Putting the ball on the left hash mark at the 3-yard line to go ahead and go for 2 points.
Understandable given the kicking game we saw earlier.
Exactly. Yeah, they're trying to get the right personnel.
Looks like they have 12 people on the field to me. They do. And there's the flag. So 12 men on the field is going to cost them now. If you want to go for 2, you're going to have to do it from 5 yards further back.
Right.
Calls an illegal substitution against
That's
Landry
right.
Walker.
As soon as you get lined up in something that resembles a formation, if that 12th person runs off, as soon as they identify there's 12 and you're in a formation, then if you have 12 in the huddle, that's illegal, much less if you're on the line of scrimmage.
Yep. So now from the 8-yard line, charging Buccaneers will go for 2. Lining up in the backfield is Jacoby Walker with Thompson. Bush is out there, split out as a receiver. One of the 3 to the right. Thompson looking to throw. Throws the slant. Incomplete. In traffic. And the two-point conversion attempt fails as he tried to get it to Lamont Burzat. And with 13 seconds to play in the first quarter, it's 12-6 Landry Walker.
Trying to throw a slant inside. A lot of zip on the football, but the Ehret defense was right there to be able to knock the ball away. An excellent job on the two-point play after the unnecessary 5-yard penalty for having 12 people on the field.
3 plays, 80 yards, 55 seconds off the clock on the drive for Landry Walker.
We had a lot of excitement. We have 13 seconds left. A lot of excitement so far. We've had a defensive touchdown. We've had 2 offensive touchdowns. Just remarkable, the skill level. We thought that we would have a little more offensive game this year, and certainly Landry Walker has proven that. In 2 different contrasting styles, we've seen a lot more offense than they saw last year.
Kickoff coming. Going to be bouncing. Somebody's got to get on it. It's a loose ball. Still loose, and Landry Walker appears to have the ball. Oh, wow. Ehret came up with it. Amazing. And it was, guess who? Brandon Brown, who came up with the ball. What a horrible job of fielding a kickoff there.
Yeah, they're kicking it into the wind, so the ball's not going to travel very far. The deep receivers were running up to get themselves in position to catch the football, then hesitated. You've got to catch kickoffs in the air 100% of the time. You can't hesitate. And if you let the ball hit the ground, then that's a problem.
And now Mumphrey does line up at quarterback for the first time on 1st and 10. Runs Brown left. He's going to be engulfed maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's all as they're waiting on him. 57, Tyron Fielder wrapped him up, and that was the final play of the first quarter. At the end of one quarter, it's Landry Walker 12, John Ehret 6. This is John Ehret Patriot Football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and through SportsNola.com. Walker over John Ehret, Ken Trahan, Rick Gailey from Haas-Memphis Stadium. And it's second down and 10 yards to go for Ehret from its own 26-yard line. They've not attempted a pass yet. Mumphrey looks over to the sideline. His twin receivers left. Tight formation otherwise. It's been an 8-man box from the start for Landry Walker. Now Brown settles next to Mumphrey left of him. Takes the snap. Gives it to Brown. He's in deep trouble in the backfield, and he'll be dropped. And Landry Walker's just all over the run right now. Ehret is not going to be able to run the ball against this defense.
Not, especially not to the field. They've got to try to do it into the short side. But as any good team would do, they're going to make adjustments, not only getting people close to the line of scrimmage, but getting people in the right gaps, getting people playing the right technique to where you can outnumber the offense to the attack side. So
loss of 4 to the 22. It's third down and 14. 3 receivers to the left. First time they've opened the formation. Mumphrey looks to throw. He's in trouble. Rolling right. Deep trouble. He's going to go down. Sacked back at the 16-yard line. Number 11, Kenneth Harton, was there and put him down.
An excellent defensive series by the charging Buccaneers that time. They made the necessary adjustments to the running formation and then did a very good job when they had trips to the left side on that play, also making the adjustments, getting one of the players off the line of scrimmage and into the secondary. Good overall defensive series by Landry Walker.
Punt formation for Ehret is Wendell Jones. Twin receivers are deep. Oh, shank punt. This punt's going to go out of bounds at about the Ehret 28-yard line. So the kicking games have been less than stellar. And that's a 12-yard punt, and Landry Walker will have a very short field to work with here.
That leaves a lot to be desired. The snap was high and slow. There was absolutely no punt rush by Landry Walker, so he could take as long as he wanted to. Got himself, because he had to move to catch the snap, got out of kilter, out of balance, and he went right off the outside of his left foot directly out of bounds.
And a big chance for Landry Walker to try to take control here early on, leading by 6, 10:31 to play in the half, and they've got it at John Ehret 28. Thompson with Jacoby Walker next to him. And he's going to keep it inside. Nice move inside the 25, and he battles to about the 22.
Very strong runner inside. Keaton Thompson is the total package that he can avoid people in pass rush and still look down the field, find receivers, or can run the ball inside after a great perimeter fake.
It's easy to get caught up in comparing players to somebody else, but he really does remind you of Dak Prescott, doesn't he?
Yep.
And that's where he's going to Mississippi State.
Yes, indeed.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Big, strong guy who's got good legs and can throw it. 2nd and 4 at the 22. Thompson takes the snap. Going to keep it. It's open at the 20. Cuts at the 15. Across the field inside the 15 and down near the 10 is Keaton Thompson with a first down for Landry Walker.
Really good job of reading that the Ehret defense was over pursuing. They really got out of balance defensively, that with the sweep fake to the left, too many defenders were running to the outside, so Keaton Thompson has the ability to see that, pull the ball, and attack the defense.
So it's a first down at the 11-yard line on the gain of 11. Landry Walker threatening here. Fakes it. Thompson under heavy pressure, escapes 1 and 2, but goes down as he steps up, trying to run it near the 10-yard line. But again, he beats the first 2 guys that were right on him. And Monte Belizaire did get him down.
Just a remarkable move, because once again, Ehret was in great position, but he's able to split defenders and make a negative play into a positive one.
It's a gain of 1 to the 10, and it's 2nd and 9. They can't make a first down at the 1. 3 receivers left, single to the right. 9 minutes and counting first half. 12-6, Landry Walker. And they moved offensively. That's a false start on Landry Walker. The left tackle was premature.
So that puts him behind schedule. That's an unforced error. And one of the Ehret coaches was jumping up and down because he felt that they were misaligned, so that may have bailed Ehret out of a difficult situation as well with the false start.
Third penalty, 25 yards on the charging Buccaneers. And the line of scrimmage will be the 16-yard line. I don't know how that ends up being a 6-yard penalty.
Yeah,
but it is.
Great question, but that's exactly what it is.
I don't get it. Thompson fakes, wants to throw the slant. It's caught at the 5 and down at the 3. Short of a first down, but very manageable now. There's Berzat with a catch.
Really good throw. Put it right on the mark, down below the shoulder pads, into his stomach.
So it's a gain of 13.
Yeah, they dropped the chains, and it's not a first down.
It's not a first down. I mean, it's 3rd down and 2 at the 3. And, of course, the last penalty was 6 yards on a false start, which made no sense either.
3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2 from the 3.
Yeah, that math adds up. That's what we thought it would be.
Thompson will be in shotgun with Bush next to him.
Got him spread out, 4 wide receivers, even though they're on the 3-yard line.
Thompson will keep it. Thompson runs into a pile, drives, and he's at about the 2. I don't think he's got the first down, though.
He pushed the pile. It looked like the 2 offensive and defensive lines had stalemated each other, and he simply pushed the pile.
So at the 2, it's 4th and 1. Big play here. 4th down and a yard. Landry Walker at the air at 2. They'll go no huddle once again.
There's a sneak.
And there's your sneak, and there's your first down. Should be inside the 1. He needed the 1, and he's inside the 1.
That's surprising he didn't get into the end zone. That was the first time that he stepped up under the center, and they didn't have anybody on the center that you may not have if you're taking a shotgun snap, and it looked like he was going to be clean to the end zone, but the pursuit was able to stop him inside the 1.
First and goal at the 1-yard line, inside the 1. They did huddle up, which is something they haven't done. And watch the sneak again here. No, he'll just run it left and score. Touchdown, Thompson, as he goes left, and he's in. Is there a flag or not? I don't think so.
No, I think everybody's just standing around.
Just standing around, looking around like, hey, what happened? It's a touchdown.
Yeah, we
and
thought
it's
it was
18-6.
We thought it was going to be a sneak, and he runs around the end. But that's how alert he was. He realized that everybody was inside and pinching tight, looking for the quarterback wedge up the middle, and he ran where they weren't.
And they'll line up to go for 2 with a power I formation this time. Offset. Rolling right, Thompson. Scrambling left, Thompson. Looking, Thompson. Throws across his body into the end zone, incomplete. So the pass fails, and a timeout on the field with 7:31 to play. First half, it's Landry Walker 18 and John Ehret 6. Back in a moment. This is John Ehret Patriots football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and watching live at SportsNola.com. So the short field leads to a touchdown. 7 plays, 28 yards, 3 minutes off the clock. 1-yard run by Keaton Thompson, and Landry Walker is up 18-6. The kickoff is deep and over the head of the Ehret return man, who just lets it go into the end zone and rolls through for a touchback. So the Patriots will start from their own 20-yard line. Ehret not respecting the kickoff there. It was a ball you could have returned if you're playing it deep enough.
Exactly.
I don't understand that.
No, that's a misalignment. Lined up too deep when they were kicking into the wind, and now lined up too shallow while they're kicking with the wind.
Right.
So they're costing themselves yards on every one of the kickoffs.
Yeah,
so far.
just really shaky kicking games here. When you look at really good teams, when you get deep into the playoffs, the separator will be the kicking game. Both of these teams need a lot of work on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not just on the technique, but also on the execution of the basic plays.
Mumphrey fakes it, keeps it, has a hole, 25. Travis Mumphrey ran into the umpire and gets a first down near the 30. So there's a positive run as Mumphrey runs for a first down.
They really had Landry Walker misaligned. They had one of the front players, one of the linemen trying to change from one side to the other. So they're having difficulty getting lined up.
First and 10 at the 30. The run inside with a hole to the 35. Brown hit hard, but he bounces forward and gets to the 36, a gain of 6 at 2nd and 4.
Good blocking on the right side once again of the John Ehret offensive line. They continue to have pretty good success to that side.
Second down and 5.
2nd and 4 from the 36. Snap it, fake it, and now they blow it dead. Before it starts, flag down before the snap. Offsides John on Landry Walker, which will give John Ehret a first down.
First down. They're changing some formations now. They've gone empty the last couple of plays, not having a back in the backfield, so they went from very tight formations to now spreading things out. And the charging Buccaneers are having difficulty getting lined up to it, and they've misaligned twice in this series, and one time lining up offside, giving them a gimme 5 yards.
4th penalty and 30 yards on Landry Walker, and a first down Ehret at the John Ehret 41-yard line with 6:57 to play in the half. Landry Walker leading 18-6.
Patriots.
Mumphrey, shotgun, trips set right, twins to the left. Could be a jet sweep coming. Nope, fake by Mumphrey. Runs inside, cut down. Nice tackle. Maybe a yard. Good play by number 14, Ashton Bowie, the senior.
They're doing a very good job inside on that particular play that they didn't go for the fake. Mumphrey should be able to read that and see whether it's there or not. They're not respecting the sweep game very much because they have pounded the ball inside so much. Going empty once again with no backs.
2nd down and 9 from the 42. This time he gives it to Brown running left. 45, broke a tackle, 50. Nice run by Brandon Brown. Just fighting hard to the 45 of Landry Walker. 13 yards and a first down for Brown.
Just as we had suspected from the previous play, there was not much respect on the outside game. And Brandon Brown finishes every play going forward. Very strong runner at the end of the run.
Very good running back. 1st and 10 at the Landry Walker 45. Mumphrey with twin receivers to either side. Single high safety for Landry Walker defensively. So they've been cheating toward the line of scrimmage throughout. Snap it, fake it. Mumphrey keeps it. Mumphrey's in and drop. Got a yard, but again, there's that man, number 14, Ashton Bowie. He's really playing well.
He is all over the place as a linebacker. They had every phase of that particular play defended very well. Very good penetration on the left side, taking care of the run fake, and they did a great job of taking care of the quarterback, keeping the ball.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Snap it, fake it. Mumphrey keeps it, and again, he's got nothing to do here. He just reached the ball out, which is dangerous. The ball popped out, but it was caused by the ground. That's not something you want to reach forward with here. When you're getting a yard, that's not like you're trying to get the first down.
Way too much traffic for that, because just because you think you're down, the officials have got to agree with you, and you don't want the ball coming loose. You don't want the officials to have to make a decision about whether you hit the ground.
It's 2 yards to the 42, so it's 3rd and 7 for Ehret. They've got to show the ability to throw the football. They haven't done it yet. 3rd and 7. Mumphrey can throw too, but we haven't seen it. They came in with a philosophy, and understandable, but they're down 2 touchdowns now. And they have to convert here on 3rd and 7. Play clock to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they got it off barely in the throw outside, missed time completely. Well, when you don't throw it much, that's the timing you're going to have, which is none, because that was the first pass attempt in the game with 4:29 to play in the half.
Big miscommunication there that Mumphrey thought the receiver was going to run a hitch. The receiver was running a much deeper route than that, and so there was not even close to each other. Complete miscommunication.
So Ehret will have to punt it away. Landry Walker's respecting the fake. Wendell Jones stands at his 45. Nobody back for Landry Walker. Of course, the last punt was a shank anyway. High pass from center. He pulls it down under pressure, and he hit it straight up in the air. This is going nowhere. Bounces at the 40 and goes out of bounds at the 39. That's a 3-yard punt. And this is one of the ugliest displays of kicking games I've seen.
He had a free rusher from a very poor snap.
Who stopped?
Again,
The rusher stopped.
And the rusher stopped right in front of him. Just completely unblocked coming from the outside. And that forced the kicker to get his toe up, and he kicked it straight up in the air, and it's into the wind on top of it. So it was going nowhere at any point in that.
Chance for Landry Walker to really establish control here. Up by 12 and with the ball with 4:19 to play in the half.
That was close to one of those punts we talked about. I think it was last week that if you catch the ball behind your line of scrimmage, you could run with it.
Yes.
That was very close to that.
1st and 10 from the 39. Thompson fakes it, wants to throw it down the middle, and well off the mark. Well, Thompson's just 2 for 6 for 35 yards, so he's not been sharp throwing it either.
Yeah, that was well off the mark there. I still think that it can be very difficult to tell who is who if you're trying to pick receivers
I agree.
out.
I mean, I think it's absolutely right. Silver helmets, light gray jerseys, white jerseys. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not enough contrast.
It's a fashion statement rather than,
Great for picture day.
No question about it. 2nd and 10 from the 39. Going to run Thompson right. Thompson's down for no gain. The ball comes out. Ehret's got it. Is he down or not? They're going to say he was down. And I think it's the right call.
Yeah, the line judge immediately pointed to the ground. The line judge is the official. It's on the line of scrimmage opposite the chains. And he pointed down immediately. So, and it looked like that at least his elbow, if not the elbow in the football, did hit the ground.
Really good play by Hamilton again. Boy, he's a good football player.
Because Walker, that was a design fake. It had linemen pulling to lead Keaton Thompson. Great job by the Ehret defense.
No gain to the 39, 3rd down and 10. Ehret really needs a stop here. 3:30 and counting first half. Thompson gets what he wants from the sideline. Ready to roll, takes the snap. Has time, floats it out of the backfield, wide open, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Down inside the 25, where the big play is Jacoby Walker, and a first down Landry Walker, and Walker's slow to get up.
Walker running a wheel route out of the backfield. He started in the backfield, and the wide receiver cleared it out on that side, and then he ran to the flat and then turned up the sideline to the right. And that'll get your passing percentage back up when you have a receiver that's completely uncovered like Walker. But he may have landed awkwardly at the end when he was tackled, and he's still down.
All the way down to the Ehret 23-yard line. That's a gain of 38, and he's still down, being attended to right now.
That was Ehret's chance right there to be able to get their first stop of the evening. And that right now, Landry Walker is in a position with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to take some time off the clock, as well as get the ball in the end zone. The first priority is to get the ball in the end zone. The second priority is to use as much clock as possible, even though John Ehret has not shown the ability to have an explosive play. We've seen them enough times before to know that they do have that capability, but getting the ball in the end zone can really help Landry Walker take advantage of this football game.
Jacoby Walker walking off. That's good news. Getting some liquid too, so I think he'll be okay.
What a dynamic duo that is at the running back position, with Jacoby Walker at 6 feet 180, and Tevin Bush at 5'8", 170. There's a little bit of thunder and lightning.
Walker
there.
jogs to the sideline, so he'll be fine.
Good.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line of John Ehret. 3:15 to play in the half. Charging Buccaneers looking to add to a 12-point lead. Now Bush splits out left, empty backfield. Could be a draw here. Thompson will run it himself indeed at the 20, trying to get outside. And he gets a block on the backside. They're going to call a block in the back. Thompson gets to the 18, but a block in the back is coming, and that's going to negate this. Devontae Jason protesting the call. Now the officials are going to discuss it.
Yeah, it was close.
Yes, it was.
Close. And
They're wave it off.
There is no flag on the play.
It was close enough to pull off of, but it looked like his head was in front of him when he made contact.
So the run will stand 6 yards to the 17. And it's going to be 2nd and 4.
2nd down and 4.
Thompson, again empty backfield, takes the snap. He's going to float one back of the end zone, and a flag down. Is going to be pass interference as he tried to get it to Devontae Jason.
Flags on the play.
And the flag comes down. I think it was Bailey back there with him.
Yep. And Devontae Jason is an impressive young man at 6'3". Good target. The ball was not thrown really all that well. It was a little bit too far to the inside and not up high where Jason could take advantage of his height, even though Bailey at 6 feet is a impressive looking corner as well. But the throw being inside allowed the defensive back to be inside, but he ended up pushing Jason, and that gives them the ball half the distance to the goal.
Mark it at the 7, 1st and goal. Third penalty and 25 yards on Ehret. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Landry Walker threatening here with 2:50 to play in the half. Bush will slot left. And Thompson keeps. He's hit and dropped back near the 10. Good play defensively, and that's Hamilton again. All over the field.
He certainly has a lot of pressure coming from the left side of the defense off the edge. You have wide receivers everywhere with Bush as the running back faking across the formation from left to right, and really good pressure off the corner. That's one thing about spreading people out. It does shorten the corners and allow them to get pressure on the quarterback right away.
2nd and goal from the 9, just inside the 10, a loss of 2. Thompson wants to throw. Thompson does, wide open, touchdown. Tevin Bush unaccounted for, and an easy touchdown for Landry Walker. And the Georgia Buccaneers go up 24-6.
That's the same play that got them down there when running the wheel route. The first time was to Jacoby Walker, and that time they did the very same thing to Tevin Bush, that he goes to the flat and then turns up the field and is completely uncovered as a wide receiver runs a slant route, taking the corner and the outside linebacker to the inside. So that's effective 2 times.
And they'll go for 2, starting it from the left hash mark. Thompson looks to throw, guns it, incomplete. So we haven't had a conversion yet in this game. 2:09 to play in the first half. It's Landry Walker, 24, John Ehret, 6.
That throw was well off target, too. They were running the wheel route again to the left side, into the short side. The ball was on the left hash mark. They had it moved there to give them the wide side of the field to the right. And he tried to zip one in there, but it was well overthrown. So Keaton Thompson is doing an excellent job running his football team, making decisions, but his throwing tonight is not as good as we know that he is capable of doing. But still, they've gotten the ball in the end zone every time. They haven't been stopped yet.
So that was a 6-play drive, 61 yards, 2:10 off the clock. 9-yard pass from Thompson to Bush to make it Landry Walker 24, John Ehret 6. And Landry Walker to kick it off.
And let's see if Ehret could field this one any better than the first ones that they've mishandled.
There's the kickoff, and again over their head. I mean, you got to try to return it, don't you, to make a play? I don't understand.
Absolutely. That's an excellent opportunity to get the ball in the open field right away. And they have not adjusted to whether the ball is coming into the wind or downwind. Here they're kicking off downwind, kicking line drives that are landing in the field of play. So you start back at the with your heels at the goal line, and you want to catch that running forward with a low kick, and you've got a good return completely set up.
So Ehret will start from its own 20. Long way away with 2:09 to play. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Mumphrey in the backfield, takes the snap, fakes it, throws it outside, low throw, caught. The receiver touched the ground, he's down. And the throw was low in it.
They're calling it incomplete.
I'm going to say he didn't catch it anyway, just not a good enough throw.
Yeah, there was nothing there that was good enough about that particular play.
Only the second pass they've attempted, and they're 0 for 2. Came out with a philosophy to run the ball, shorten the game. Sounded good, but maybe it threw their offense out of kilter because Mumphrey doesn't come into the game until the end of the first quarter.
That's a very good point.
And he's not been sharp at all. Takes the snap. He'll keep it himself. And he fights hard about the 24-yard line for a gain of 4. Let's see if Landry Walker calls timeout.
That would be a wise decision right now because we've seen that the punting game isn't very good.
Right. That's especially into the wind, but they're not taking it apparently.
Yeah, and they have 2 timeouts left on the scoreboard. So this is a missed opportunity letting the
I
clock
agree.
run
And
down.
if Ehret's smart, they'll let the play clock run down, which has
Exactly.
20 seconds right now, 1:30 on the game clock. But they're not doing it. Landry
Whoa,
Walker
and
jumping
now
all
they
over the
jump.
place, all kinds of movement, and that'll result in a legal procedure penalty. I mean,
Yeah,
people
everything-
jumping all over the place, and Ehret's lost 5 yards here. Makes it even rougher.
Everything is badly out of kilter right now.
3rd down and 12.
Yeah, Ehret is not is wondering what happened at this particular point, but I'm right there with you, Ken. They need to be able to try to get to halftime. Now this is going to be interesting here. The clock starts running, even though it's a penalty against Ehret.
And they're not taking their time. Now they back off, and they should.
Okay,
Now the
now
officials are going to run in.
There's a flag down.
Offsides
Yeah,
on Landry Walker. Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the things in high school that is unique. When a penalty is administered, it's whatever the clock was doing when the penalty, when the previous play ended. So if the clock is running, even if the offense is trying to run out the clock, you can keep the clock running.
So after all that, we're back up to the 23, 3rd and 7.
Now
Clock running, and Ehret's letting it run down wisely. Landry Walker still has 2 timeouts, as mentioned. 3rd and 7. Give it to Brown running right. He's got room, and he's got the first down. And now Ehret can at least run out the clock, if nothing else, and get it out to the 33-yard line. First down, a gain of 9.
Really good run, good hard run, wide to the right side. He started out of the backfield and came in hard motion. Beautiful timing, actually, on the snap and catch by Travis Mumphrey Jr. and the handoff. Very well executed sweep play.
8 yards to the 32 and a first down. And here's a run left. 35 and down to about the 37-yard line with the carry is Deron Coleman.
Play looked like it was there initially, but excellent pursuit by the charging Buccaneers secondary. Kept it down to just a moderate gain, but it
5
looked
yards.
like it had a possibility of a really big play. And the clock is running under 18 seconds now.
So they will run out the clock here if they choose to run another play, which they don't have to, and I don't think they're going to. Looking over to the sideline, they're not going to run the play. Halftime's going to arrive, and what a half for the Landry Walker charging Buccaneers. Outside of converting extra points, they've been fabulous from the start. Quite a performance as they've controlled play thus far, and at halftime, the charging Buccaneers leading John Ehret by the score of 24-6. We'll take the time out here. We'll return with our halftime show in just a moment. And you are listening to John Ehret Football on WGSO 990 AM and the web at WGSO.com. And, of course, watching it via First NBC Bank at SportsNola.com. Lord Rick Gailey, who rejoins us now. And again, just going back to the start of this game, Landry Walker drove it 9 plays, 60 yards, scored on a 2-yard run by Keaton Thompson to make it 6-0. Ehret got the ball and had an 18-play drive, all runs, but the drive stalled and they tried to run some sort of fake field goal on 4th down that was really kind of a mess, and they got nothing out of it. And they tried to set the tone doing that, but then their defense came up big with a pick 6. But since that time, Landry Walker's just established total control, Rick.
Yes, you've got to have answers to any potential situation that comes up during the course of the game, and the power football approach certainly had its advantages, setting the tone offensively for what John Ehret wanted to do. But then you've got to be able to have counters to that and counters to the counters and complementary plays and the like off of that. So once Landry Walker made an adjustment to that, once again, not just strategically but also technique-wise, getting pursuit angles in the right place and the like, it's like Ehret didn't have an answer other than to now all of a sudden go empty and motion a wide receiver who's also a running back into the backfield, and now you're faking the sweep and keeping it inside or giving it on the sweep. So it didn't allow the young sophomore quarterback, Travis Mumphrey Jr., to get into any type of rhythm, to get himself into the game, and that cost him throwing the football, and they didn't have any counters or complementary plays to what they started the game with. So they've got a lot of work to do. Landry Walker couldn't have played a much better first half overall. Once again, not just offensively, defensively, and other than extra points, did a nice job in the kicking game. The missed extra points is what's actually keeping Ehret in the ball game, that they're still within striking distance. But they've got to show some level of explosion offensively, and it's got to happen in the beginning of the game. Landry Walker has an extreme level of confidence right now, and Ehret's got to regain some of their confidence with something happening for them early in the game.
2 passes in the first half. Might they have to come out maybe on 1st down and try to throw the ball once or twice just to try to loosen this defense up a little bit?
There's no doubt about that. I don't think you're ever wrong with throwing the ball on 1st down, especially on play action. On 1st down is the most predictable defensive down. You can almost certainly know what the defense is going to be in, and play action helps make that coverage even more predictable. So I don't think there's any question that they need to throw the ball early. 2nd and 10, you may not want to get behind the chain, so to speak, but 2nd and 10, that doesn't mean that you're in a throwing down. That's still a running down. It's still well within that realm. So 1st down does 2 things. Number one, it makes the defense very predictable, but also it makes the defense have to do something that they don't necessarily want to do. It gets their cleats out of the ground and makes them vulnerable to the rest of the offense. Now, Ehret is getting the football here to start the second half, so they're going to have an opportunity right off the bat. And of all things, Landry Walker is kicking off into the wind.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting choice right there. They obviously are making the decision that they can hold up into the wind in the 3rd quarter, and the wind is still significant, and they want the wind in the 4th quarter.
Well, that's the thought process, so they'll kick off into the wind here.
So Ehret's going to have every opportunity to try to open things up a bit.
Here's the kickoff. It's sailing down the middle, and it bounces again. My goodness. Finally picked up at the 7. You talk about a catastrophe. They just look lousy. I don't know what other word to use in the kick game. How can you let that ball bounce with 2 receivers standing right there?
I don't think that they've caught one in the air yet tonight, and that is the first rule in returning kickoffs, is to catch the football in the air. That cost you at least 10 yards of chasing the ball on the ground, hoping that it bounces up to you. So they've really cost themselves some yards in this football game, simply because they have not caught the ball in the air on kickoff.
We saw a tremendous kicking game earlier today with St. Augustine returning 2 kicks for touchdowns, much like they did against Brother Martin. We're not seeing anything like that in this game. John Ehret starts not where they want to start, from their own 17, and they'll run it inside. Nice cut back to the 25. Mumphrey makes a good run out to the 26, a gain of 9.
He's an excellent developing young athlete. They really got the Landry Walker defense spread out. They started in empty and then motioned one of the receivers into the backfield, faked to him, and kept the ball.
Gain of 9 at 2nd and 1. They'll run Brown, and he'll get a yard or two, but he should have the first down. So Brandon Brown, who was a workhorse in the first half, gets the call here, and he's able to get enough for the first down.
That was one of the few runs to the left side of the offense. They ran a tremendous amount to the right side to open the football game.
So first down to the 28-yard line on the gain of 2 by Brandon Brown. Trip set to the right side. And Landry Walker not respecting it at all. They don't roll a third defender over there at all. They just play 2 safeties high. I mean, you got to take advantage of that. Ehret flexed on the outside. No calling they do. They throw it out there. And you got to do that. But you can't go backwards after you catch the ball. I mean, that's going to be a yard or 2 gain. The catch was made by Coleman, but he immediately looked to backtrack.
Exactly. You've got to be able to catch that and wheel directly up the field and get your shoulder pads parallel to the line of scrimmage instead of losing yardage on it. A nice choice of play, nice throw and catch, but not a good job with the ball under his arm.
So it's a 1-yard completion, 2nd and 9 from the 29. It's the right idea, but you got to get up the field.
Exactly.
Shotgun with twins next to Mumphrey in the backfield, and motion into the formation, and a fake, and a pass out of the backfield, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Deron Coleman.
That's their version of the wheel route. At the back, comes out of the backfield to the flat and then turns up. Didn't get the corner to run off as far with the wide receiver on that side. And a pass protection snafu as well. Had an unblocked rusher right in the face of the quarterback.
Well, if you want to know how good Endicott is offensively, you look at this Landry Walker defense. And Endicott scored 42 on it. Third down
is tremendous.
3rd and 9 at the 29. Mumphrey retreating to throw. Throws outside, and that's incomplete. Would have been short of a first down anyway, intended for Coleman. You got to throw the ball for the change, right?
For the most part, yes. Unless you're getting a player on the move, short of it, and you put the ball in a place where he immediately becomes a runner. But with those types of routes that you see there, you'd like to see it at the sticks.
And now the very shaky punting game of Ehret, which has been hard to watch. See if Wendell Jones can get a better one off here. Oh, boy. Well, it's going to work out better. He hit it low and on the ground. Picked up at the 32. Look out here. Trying to get across the field with speed. Boxed in, reversing field. Nice cut, but down at the 29. Good coverage there as Chet Alexander was the return man. And he gets decked at about the 29.
A lot of running sideways to a ball that was getting ready to bounce out of bounds. But I still have got to believe that when you get in a crowd like that, you're trying to find your way out of it. It's hard to tell who the enemy is and who the friends are.
Yeah, I hear you. 1st and 10. Landry Walker at its own 29.
This is where Landry Walker could really take control of the football game.
Thompson with Jacoby Walker in the backfield with him, wants to throw, guns it down the middle, and I think it's intercepted. What a play. What a brilliant interception that is for John Ehret by Isaiah Winman. You can't play the ball better than he just played it.
That ball was thrown on a rope. It was thrown to one of their best players with Tevin Bush streaking up the middle of the field. And Isaiah Winman does an incredible job of going for the football and fighting for the football. What a great job by Isaiah.
Big spark provided by the John Ehret defense. Can the offense take advantage as they get it at the 48-yard line? And John Ehret on the plus side of the field with a short field here, which is what they need.
We've got coaches on the field from the other side complaining about the call, whether it was intercepted or not. And the
it was intercepted. I mean,
yeah,
it was a great play.
The officials just They don't. There's no penalty there.
And he beat the receiver to the spot.
Yeah, yes,
I mean,
he did.
There's no interference.
It was outstanding.
1st and 10, Ehret at the Landry Walker 48. Motioning in the formation. Faking is Mumphrey. Looking to throw. Going to float it down the field. He gives his receiver no chance. I mean, he just threw it there. But they're going to throw a flag. Wow. On the far sideline. Might have called illegal contact or defensive holding. There's no chance that a receiver could ever have gotten to the ball. But the question is, was Mumphrey held up?
This is going to be something on the sideline.
Okay.
I feel confident in that.
Okay, because it came from right over there near the sideline. And if you're Landry Walker, you're up 24-6. You got to keep your composure here.
Just winds up being a sideline warning.
Okay, well, if it's just a warning, that's fine.
Right.
Against Landry Walker.
But
So the pass is incomplete.
correct. Yeah, there's nothing on the throw.
It's 2nd down and 10.
But they had a coach.
And that was
came
Brown
out.
who threw the pass, by the way.
Okay.
That was Mumphrey who was the intended receiver.
They're putting it all together. Emptying the playbook. And now we have Brown once again as the quarterback.
Yep. On 2nd and 10 from the 48 of Landry Walker, and they run it inside right. Inside the 45. Good hard run to about the 42-yard line, and that is Jermaine Coleman.
Jermaine Coleman carries the ball.
Another one of the stable of running backs that Ehret has. Nice blocking again, once again by the right side of the offensive line. And here we have Ehret going unbalanced line to the left. And we've got just a guard and tackle to the right-hand side.
3rd and 4 at the 42-yard line. And they'll run it right behind the power, and they'll get the 1st down. Brown across the 35 and down about the 33. Picks up 8 or 9 yards and a 1st down for Ehret.
That has been an effective play, even when it's to the short side, because this is a variation of the first drive. To the left side, you have a guard and tackle, and another tackle is a tight end with 2 wide receivers. To the right side, just a guard and tackle.
To the 34-yard line. Here's a run to the corner, has room at the 30, Brown 25, and dives to the 20. So they've got something going right now, and a 1st down, Ehret.
Look very reminiscent of the opening drive of the game. Ball bounces to the outside. That's when I talked earlier about not only making an adjustment strategically, getting more people to the line of scrimmage, but the technique as well. That the technique adjustment was there, but that time they did not keep their outside arm free, and the ball was able to bounce outside.
Now official on the far side blows the whistle and stops play. We're going to get a timeout, Landry Walker, with 8:28 to play in the 3rd. Charging Buccaneers up 24-6, and a chance for Ehret right here to get back in the game.
Exactly. That Landry Walker was in position to really take control of the game, and the great interception by Isaiah Windman may have turned this game around, because it was an outstanding play. Because once again, Keaton Thompson throwing the ball to Tevin Bush, streaking up the middle of the field. That's a pretty good combination to have. But Wyndham did an excellent job of breaking on the ball, beating the receiver to the spot, taking the ball away from Tevin Bush. And so that may have gotten Ehret back in the football game. And now once again, you're looking at an unbalanced line to the right side.
You are a staff member or faculty member.
You've got just a guard and a tackle. And to the left side, guard, tackle, and another tackle is a tight end to the left-hand side.
A lot of jumbo.
Yeah,
a lot of beef, and always to the right.
That's mega jumbo.
On 1st and 10, Brown the snap. Counter play inside. Jermaine Coleman breaks it at the 10, 5. Touchdown, John Ehret. That time they fooled him.
Yes,
Went this direction. Coleman scores. 20-yard touchdown, and the Patriots are back in it.
Yes, indeed. A beautifully designed play. Had the unbalanced line to the left. Had the short side to the right. Brought one of the receivers across in motion, misdirecting the defense to the right side of the offense, and then countered back to the left side with Jermaine Coleman. And Coleman shows he's got some skill when he breaks the line of scrimmage. He made the free safety completely grab air.
Might we see our first conversion here? It'll be a 2-point attempt. No one's converted one yet. Brown will take the direct snap again, that power right formation. Takes the snap. He wants to run left away from it. Flag comes down and he goes down. So he tried to go to the weak side. And There were nothing but white shirts there. And there's a flag in the backfield anyway, which typically is going to be on the offense at that juncture.
I thought that the play was supposed to go to the right side, but Brandon Brown saw that Landry Walker had really misaligned and was a player short strategically to that left-hand side of the offense, and he tried to take advantage, but the pursuit by Landry Walker on that play was just exquisite.
Well, it's going to be on Ehret. They'll decline it. So with 8:17 to play in the third, it's 24-12 Landry Walker over John Ehret. Back in a moment. This is John Ehret Football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and streaming live at SportsNola.com.
Serving the young men and women.
So the Patriots pull within 24-12, 8:17 to play in the third quarter, taking advantage of the short field. And they drive 5 plays, 48 yards, with Jermaine Coleman finishing on a 20-yard touchdown. Onside kick bouncing around, loose toward the sideline, and Landry Walker picked it up. Ball bounced off of a Landry Walker player, but the second line was able to pick it up, and that was Chet Alexander and the charging Buccaneers will get it on the plus side of the field. Ooh, these kicking games it has been ugly, hasn't it?
There was a 15-yard penalty on that extra point for illegal participation. The officials didn't catch the fact that Ehret had 12 players on the field, and all 12 players participated. So that's why they had the 15-yard penalty. Almost made the play with the onside kick, got the right bounce, and but an alert play by the second level of Landry Walker averted a big play.
Charging Bucks get it at the Ehret 48. Short field to work with. And they run it left with Bush. Short side of the field. He's got nowhere to go, and he's out of bounds near midfield. So he'll lose 2 yards on the play. The Ehret defense stepping up.
That is a very difficult play from spread formations to run into the short side of the field. If you shorten the corner by having a tight end to that side and not a wide receiver, then you have a chance. But not when you've got wide receivers into the short side of the field trying to run a sweep into it. That's you usually run out of real estate, and that's what happens.
2nd and 12 from midfield for Landry Walker. Thompson fakes, throws it outside. That's caught in the backfield and making a move and getting forward with great speed. First down and more across the 40 and down to about the 37 of Ehret. Exploding was Travis Victor. Looked like he had nothing, and he just ran away from people.
Absolutely. A major error by the Ehret defense. They had 2 unblocked players, but both of them got inside of Travis Victor instead of one forcing it back to the other one. Both stood right there together and allowed him to get all the way to the perimeter.
So 13 yards and a first down to the Ehret 37. Thompson, same play the other way, but he overthrows the receiver, and Moab roughing the quarterback as the hit was delivered right up around his shoulder pads and head. That's going to cost him 15 yards, it would appear. As Thompson got hit as he threw the ball. It wasn't the timing of the hit, it was where he was hit, I believe.
It very well could be.
That's a critical mistake. Personal foul, John Ehret, roughing the passer.
When you have forced them into or when they've made a mistake and you give them 15 yards without having to do anything, that is a big, big, big mistake.
15 yards and another first down to the 22-yard line. 6 penalties, 60 yards on Ehret. And Landry Walker now at the Ehret 22-yard line. Wide side, left side of the field. 3 receivers are split that way. Snap it. Thompson under pressure, rolls right. Getting hit, he gets it off. And it's going to be caught for a touchdown. Wide open. Nobody covering the intended receiver. And a touchdown for Landry Walker by Devontae Jason, who was all by himself.
Completely uncovered as he ran up the right sideline. Perhaps the Ehret defender thought the quarterback was going to be, that the Walker quarterback was going to be sacked that time. Charles Ford, as he has so often tonight, puts pressure on Keaton Thompson coming from his right side. Had both arms on him, but Thompson was able to hang in there and then launch the ball to a naked receiver.
Landry Walker will go for 2. Empty backfield. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Thompson, pump fakes, under pressure again, hit as he throws, jump ball, caught. And again it's Jason, and the first conversion of the game belongs to Landry Walker. And with 7:40 to play in the third, the Charger Buccaneers now lead it 32-12 as Jason went up and got that one.
Yes, indeed. You can't lose track of where Devontae Jason is, because number one, he stands out in a crowd at 6'3". But that time, Keaton Thompson knew exactly what he was doing. He was in the grasp of the defender, seemingly without a play, but he knew where to put the ball and to give Devontae an excellent chance to be able to go up above the defender. So we have seen the first execution of a 2-point conversion tonight, or a conversion of any type. And that is really huge plays by Landry Walker after Ehret had gained some momentum getting the ball in the end zone with an offensive drive. For Landry Walker to simply take the ball down the field after the 15-yard penalty, remember, on the 2-point play, gave them a short field along with an attempted onside kick. Landry Walker, as they have all night, took full advantage of the situation.
Campbell back to receive the kickoff for the Patriots.
So 32-12, Landry Walker back in command with 7:40 to play in the third quarter.
Well, we've certainly seen a lot more offense than the game had last year. And
no
we
doubt
thought that they might be. When these teams are healthy offensively, even though you've got Ehret missing their best offensive player, there's still plenty enough firepower out there.
Well, again, these kicks have been an adventure. Ehret just hasn't fielded them at all. Elvia Payton will kick it off. Gets it down the middle, and again the ball is going to bounce. Unreal. At the 20, 25, but this time, good return. Nice cut. 40, 45, midfield, great return. Off the bouncing ball this time, a really outstanding return. Darius Campbell, good athlete, gets it forward to midfield and perhaps into Landry Walker territory to the 49-yard line, and another short field for Ehret.
Even though the ball hit the ground, at least this time Kenny got it on a short hop to where there wasn't much hesitation.
But why aren't they coming up and catching the ball?
They're just hesitating, afraid to make a mistake. I mean, it's just excuses. There's no real reason, just excuses that you could give, because that is a secret to kickoff returns, especially as low as they are. That you catch those in the air, you can really.
Now they go back to Mumphrey at quarterback. Takes a snap. Jet sweep coming to the right side, looking for the corner and getting 5 yards on the play is Deron Coleman.
Nice job by Coleman, running the speed sweep to the wide side of the field. Good blocking and a nice solid gain on first down.
2nd and 4. They mark it at the 44, so give him 6 yards. Favorable mark there.
Yes, indeed.
Certainly was out of bounds at the 45. 2nd and 4. Run it right with room, big room. 35-30. Cut back, Brown, and tackled at about the 21. First down, Ehret again running right where they made their living.
Exactly. They start him up the middle of the formation, and then he cuts it to the right-hand side behind the strongest blocking. That's certainly where Brown is very effective. He's shown a lot of versatility, that tonight. But when Mumphrey is at quarterback, it just gives you a more dynamic attack.
23 yards. Browns over 100 yards rushing now. New back in the game on a cutback play, and a flag comes down, probably holding and no gain. That carry was by Terrell Brown.
That was running the inside zone with a lead block play to the left side. One of the few plays that have been designed to run to the left side, and that's still cut back from the left side to the right side. But with holding on that left side, that puts him behind the chains once again.
So they're going to give him 1 yard gain to the 20 and then a 10-yard penalty. So it's 1st and 19.
Here they come back to their tight formation with Brown at quarterback.
Takes the snap, fights through one tackle, but short yardage here, a yard to the 29.
Very nice job coming off the corner, keeping the play from bouncing to the outside. The play that really got the drive going in the last series was when they didn't have that force off the edge to make the play turn back inside. I don't call it contain when you're coming from the outside, but force, you're trying to force the ball back to the inside. Here, Mumphrey is back in the game, and he's actually going to be a quarterback.
2nd and 18 from the 29. Motion into the formation. Speed sweep coming. That's Campbell. Cuts inside. Bounced off a tackle. Good run to about the 23-yard line. Darius Campbell.
Good force off the outside, even though he did allow the ball to bounce outside of him. The strong safety to the field, came into the backfield, forced the ball carrier to go wider than he really wanted to go.
3rd down and 12.
6 for Campbell on the run, 3rd and 12 at the 23. You're going to run Brandon Brown inside. That's never going to get there. To the 19, a gain of 4. Curious call.
And attacking to the left side of all places, just hoping to pop something through sheer surprise is all you could.
Yeah, they've got to go for it. I mean, they'll never make a field goal, and they're down 20. So it's 4th down. That's why the call was a little bit curious.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
4th and 7. Not a passing team, and they haven't been able to really connect on anything. Completed one pass for 1 yard in this game. Mumphrey the snap, wants to throw, going to throw it, and it's caught at the 15 and the 10. Campbell makes a great move, dives to the 1. How did that happen?
Wow. That's what, because that looked like a potential pick 6 for Landry Walker, and it turned into a one-handed spinning grab. My gosh, what a great play that was. Ball was on target and on time, but Landry Walker was right there in great shape to try to intercept the football.
1st and goal at the 1 yard line for the Patriots with a chance to get back in it again. Plenty of time, 4:26 to play in the 3rd.
And then there was a personal foul, roughing the passer, so we had like a 6-inch penalty.
6-inch penalty. Really goes as penalty for no yards.
Right.
6 penalty. So 1st and goal inside the 1, and this is where you'd like to line up under center and sneak it if you can, but I don't know if they do this.
We haven't seen much of that tonight, for sure. Got their power.
Brown's going to take a direct snap. He's going to run it right behind the power. Shook one tackle, but he goes down at the 2. I mean, that play took a while to develop to the short side and trying to run a sweep. And, you know, that helps the defense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It gives them every opportunity to keep forcing you to the boundary because they don't have to turn you in. They just have to keep you running sideways. And they wind up with a loss of
half a yard.
Inches.
Right. No gain officially. 2nd and goal from the 1. Again, why don't you just line up and push it straight ahead?
I don't think Ehret's got enough players on the field. They don't. They got 10.
10 players. They're going to run Brandon Brown, and even with 10 players, he'll score a touchdown.
And that should be a penalty. They don't have 7. They didn't have 7 linemen on the field. That was 2 plays in a row. I thought I saw that the play before, that they didn't have enough players, and that happened once again.
And they're talking about it. I haven't seen any flag, and it goes as a touchdown apparently for Brandon Brown. And the Patriots are back in it again. 32-18. And they will try the extra point. So we'll see if Wendell Jones can convert.
And we may see the first kicked extra point.
Maybe. He wedges it, and he wedges it left. So, not going to happen.
No.
So, with 3:36 to play in the third, it remains a 14-point game. Landry Walker 32 and John Ehret 18. A 9-play, 50-yard drive. Patriots answered, and they needed that, Rick.
Absolutely. It gets them back in the football game, driving the ball down the field, getting a great throw and catch in a fourth down situation. My goodness, what a terrific play that was. And it gives them hope, and that's what you want to have coming into the fourth quarter, is the ability to feel that you have a chance to win the football game and to be able to put pressure on Landry Walker going into the fourth quarter. We still have 3:36 left in this quarter, so there's still plenty of action that's going to that we have ahead of us here. But in looking forward to the fourth quarter, if you're Ehret, you want to be able to have pressure on Landry Walker, meaning that they've got to be able to realize that they can lose the game, even though they had a big lead and have dominated it so far. So a lot's going to be dependent on what Ehret can do with this kickoff.
Juan Perez kick it off, and he hits it toward the sideline, and they're going to field it. Goes through his hands, and now retrieved to the 1, and he's in trouble at the 10, and down and again. These kickoffs, and watching these teams handle these things has just been, it's been ugly.
Yes, indeed it has, because that was a pretty deep kick from what we've seen tonight. There was a lot of things that could have happened other than catching one over the shoulder, running away, and then dropping the ball on top of it. So Ehret did what they had to do with the kickoff. Now let's see if the Ehret defense is up to the challenge, or whether the Landry Walker offense can continue what they've been able to do most of the night.
Charging Buccaneers will start from their 12 with 3:26 to play in the third, leading John Ehret 32-18. Thompson lines up with Bush in the backfield. Gives it to Bush running right, trying to get to the corner. Bush gets one block, but he's out of room, and he's out of bounds at the 10, and he'll lose 2.
Good job of stringing that out by the Ehret defense. Never got him turned back inside, but didn't give him any opportunity to cut up the field. So that's great coordination of their pursuit angles. Nobody's following anybody else. Everybody's filling in between each other. Great job of stringing it out.
Bush had 5 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. He's 2 carries for -4 yards in the second half. Second down and 12 from the 10-yard line. Takes the snap, looking, throwing, far side. That's caught. Up to the 20 and fighting for the first down with an outstanding effort for Landry Walker up near the 25 and a first down. And that was Devontae Jason. Boy, he's a load.
And Keaton Thompson knows right where he's going to be, because he did a great job of looking to his left in the first part of the play. Great pass protection, kept him with a clean pocket, and he knew when to come back to the right-hand side and put the ball right on Devontae Jason's hands.
First and 10 of the 25 on the gain of 15. Throw inside, that's caught, 35-40, and Burzat across the 40 and out to about the 42 with his great speed. The outstanding basketball player, Burzat showing you his speed. And that's to the 41, 16 yards and a first down.
Keaton Thompson is warming up.
Isn't he?
Yes, indeed. The last 2 throws especially. He had 2 good throws, but under duress down on this other end last drive. But here we've seen 2 excellent throws back to back. Good timing, good trajectory, very accurate.
First and 10 of the 41. Here's Thompson running it and gets ahead to about the 43. Inside, tough running, gets 2 yards. And Hamilton brought him down again. It will be 2nd and 8.
Good read by Thompson. He thought that the Ehret defense had done a good job of flowing to the outside. Pulls the ball after the fake to Tevin Bush and gets a positive gain.
2nd down and 8 from the 43.
2nd down and 8.
Thompson shotgun again with Bush in the backfield and a 4-receiver set. Snap it. Throws a quick one outside. That's caught. Looking for a block. Victor's down. Good defensive play.
What a good play.
Really good play by Terrell Bailey. Boy, he's played well.
Yes, indeed. Took on the blocker. We had the ball carrier, the receiver, and a blocker, and Terrell Bailey. Bailey was able to take the blocker, neutralize the block, and make the tackle by himself. Outstanding play by the senior Terrell Bailey.
No gain. It's 3rd and 8.
3rd down and 8.
From the 43. Another big down here. Minute 23 and counting, 3rd quarter. Thompson the snap. Has plenty of time. Steps up. He'll run, and he's going to be dropped short of the first down. Good defense by the Patriots. They collect him at the 47-yard line. Well done by Anthony Hamilton once again.
Looked like the opportunity was there for him to be able to make a play on 3rd down, but the Ehret defense was able to converge on Keaton Thompson after he eluded the initial pass rushers. And now you've got Landry Walker having to punt the ball into the wind.
Yep, we're under a minute to play in the quarter, but they'll have to punt before the quarter expires. Punt formation, Devontae Jason. Deep man for Ehret is Campbell. He's not very deep. Jason, wobbly spiral. Fair catch taken. Campbell at about the 28 with 22 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Ehret gets it back. Down by 2 scores.
We just saw a kick caught in the air.
How about that?
Yeah, first time tonight. So that was very well handled, both by the punt team and the receiving team. There was no chance of a return there, so an excellent job of signaling for a fair catch. And Darius Campbell being able to get underneath it very easily.
21 more seconds for Ehret with the wind at their back. Mumphrey will be the quarterback. Byron James the running back. Bunch formation left. Motion right. And a run with James. That was a lot of window dressing to run it up the middle to the 31 for 3 on what should be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Trying to come up with a bit of misdirection there, which is they need to do more of instead of the direct play.
Worked for a touchdown earlier. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter with our score. Landry Walker 32, John Ehret 18. Back with the 4th quarter in a moment. This is John Ehret Football on WGSO 990 AM at WGSO.com and courtesy of First NBC Bank at SportsNola.com. Fourth quarter begins, and it's 32-18. Landry Walker over John Ehret. Along with Rick Gailey, I'm Ken Trahan. Thanks to Chris in the studio, who's done yeoman work all day and night, I might add. Also to Chip and Nat on the Sports Nola side. Great job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Yes, indeed.
Appreciate you very much.
That is really neat to be able to see the simulcast while we're doing the radio. Just that's fun. I really enjoy that.
So it's 2nd down from the 31-yard line and 7 to go for Ehret as they have the ball in their own territory to start the 4th quarter. Mumphrey remains the quarterback. Takes the snap, gives it inside. Byron James is hit hard. And I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Great penetration by the inside of the charging Buccaneer defensive
Byron
line.
James carries up the middle.
No gain to the 31. It's 3rd and 7.
And being 14 points down, this is every possession becomes very, very valuable.
Ehret short a player. Need to get a lineman in there.
3rd down and 7.
And now they have 12 men on the field. 3rd down and 7. I mean, confusion reigns. Looks like they'll get it off anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, they're in good shape.
One on the play clock, the snap. Mumphrey under heavy pressure. He's going to get sacked. Back at the 23. That's what happens when you have confusion from the start. Sack number 2 for Landry Walker. Messed up from the start.
Exactly. You're not settling what you're doing. You're not playing. You're not playing with confidence.
And now the dreaded punt into the wind for John Ehret, which has been very tough to watch.
Exactly. This could be the whole story right here.
Landry Walker will drop twin receivers deep, but they know this ball isn't going to go that far. They're going to try a different punter here, too. They're going to try Juan Perez punting the ball here. He's not standing very deep either with his depth, and Ehret has to take a timeout. So they'll have 2 remaining. What's the proper depth for punters to receive the snap?
With spread formations, 13 yards.
He's standing about 9 or 10 just now.
If you're tighter formations, like with the 3-person wall punt especially, then you can get by with 15. You can actually increase the distance. But in most of the pro things, they'll stand at 15 and catch it at 13. You want the block point, you want the ball coming off the foot somewhere between 9 and 10 yards. So your plant foot's going to be about 10 or 11 when you're making contact with it. I'm talking about where the foot makes contact with the ball between 9 and 10 yards.
Maybe with the timeout he'll adjust now. And it looks like he has.
Yeah, he's about right now because he's standing at
about
just
11
under
yards,
13. Yeah. Let's see.
About 11 yards.
Yeah.
12 yards to be precise. Ehret moves and the snap goes over the head of Perez. Back in the end zone. He runs it down. And why is he trying to run the ball? He does. And he runs over 1, runs over 2, but he's still going to be tackled at about the 17. I guess he thought he couldn't punt it on the run.
That's right. You got to remember he's an offensive lineman.
I hear you.
That is not exactly his forte. He did the best he could in a very difficult situation. Got the ball out at close to the 20-yard line, just inside of it.
Well, it's a loss of 5 on the botched punt.
Really, I mean that's.
And these kicking games have just been just horrible to watch, man. I mean, like I said before, I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just telling the truth because these are really good football teams. But down the road, when you're facing top-notch competition playoffs, you will not be able to get away with these kicking games.
No, that's too much loss of yardage.
Walker takes over on down.
We've called this hidden yardage before. It wasn't so hidden in the St. Aug game because of the return yardage.
Right.
But when you're looking at a snap, I mean that goes down as a run for -5 yards. Well, that's about a 40-yard loss when all is said and done.
So now Landry Walker starts at the John Ehret 18 with a chance to maybe put this one away. Thompson will keep it. Thompson's going to be bottled up and stopped for a short gain of 2. Good defense on the interior by John Ehret.
Good pursuit that time by the Ehret Patriot defense because they were misaligned and there was a bubble right between the right guard and right tackle, and Keaton Thompson saw that as well, tried to attack it, but the pursuit beating to the punch.
2nd down and 8 from the 16. Motion into the formation. Fake it. Thompson throws the slant, and it is caught near the 1st down.
He is really getting on target.
That's
with
Jason.
his throws. That's quite a target there with Devontae Jason. What a great target, and Keaton Thompson is
How can that be 1st and goal? The line of scrimmage was the 18 originally, and the ball's at the 9. How can it be 1st and goal?
It can't
It
be.
should be 3rd and 1.
Yes. Wow.
I mean, the ball's at the 9-yard line. How can they mess that up? They started at the 18.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It should be 3rd and 1. Instead, it's 1st and goal at the 9. Go figure. Got to be kidding me. Thompson evades one, throws end zone touchdown. He's so good. And a flag comes down late.
Pass is complete. for the touchdown.
There's a lineman standing at the 1 yard line.
Well, Burzak caught it.
There's 2 linemen that were inside the 5 yard
Ineligible,
line.
so there you go. That's coming back.
The flag on the play is an illegal man downfield.
I mean,
Yeah,
how can you give them a first down when it's 3rd and 1? I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless.
All we can do is report what we see.
That's why I keep play-by-play.
Exactly, and you're very precise with that.
So an ineligible receiver downfield negates a touchdown. Another brilliant play by Keaton Thompson.
Oh, because he had unblocked people right in his face right from the start. Avoids that and finds a receiver. My goodness, what a great job he's doing. Unless that was supposed to be a running play. He didn't hand the ball off.
First and goal from the 14.
So they get a first and goal at the 14. Remember, should be like 3rd and 6 now.
Yep,
Huh?
exactly.
On first and goal, faking, and Thompson ran into his own man and goes down. Diving ahead. Might have gotten just past the line of scrimmage anyway.
Well, in the official tackling stats, you got to give Tevin Bush.
He made the play.
I don't know if he's had any defensive plays, but he was lined up behind and offset. It was a little different formation than we've seen from them in the past.
It's -2. His knee touched the ground at the 16, so it's 2nd down and goal from the 16. We have 8:35 and counting to play. Landry Walker up 32-18 on John Ehret.
Well, one thing we know they can't do is play for a field goal.
Right.
Even though a field goal right now would really be important.
Movement all over the place.
They had 2 people
And
in
they can't
motion
have
at
2
one
people
time.
moving like that. Wide open and through the hands with what would have been a touchdown, but it never would have counted anyway for Trevante White. But I mean,
The White is incomplete.
again, you had a guy moving, then you had a guy going motion.
Yep, a guy shifting and a long motion at the same time.
And if you're Ehret, you decline it. Pass
Yes.
was incomplete.
Yeah, the down right now is more important than the yardage. You don't need to give them another chance to get it back.
No. Illegal shift, the call, and decline. So incomplete pass. And a 3rd down and goal at the 16.
That penalty is declined. 30 goal from the 16.
Now we've got the ball on the left hash mark. Wide side of the field is to the right, so you would naturally think that you've got 2 plays to gain 16 yards. Chance of it going to the wide side of the field would seem to be pretty good. Even though your best receiver is to the left.
3rd and goal from the 16.
But Bush is wide to the right.
Motion into the formation. Fake it. Thompson wants to throw it. Floats it back. Shoulder throw. Caught. Touchdown. Perfect throw. Thompson with a perfect throw to Devontae Jason. And Landry Walker has expanded the lead to 38-18. 16-yard touchdown, and now a flag comes down late.
That's going to be unsportsmanlike celebration penalty. But an excellent throw and catch. Fake the speed sweep to the wide side of the field, and you get Devontae Jason running a fade pattern. He maintained his position, maybe even pushed off a little bit, but he maintained his position to the outside and then faded to the football and got up in the air.
So if they enforce this on the extra point, it'll be, 15 yards from the 3-yard line. Unsportsmanlike. They point it at Ehret. That's wrong.
Here we go.
It's at Landry Walker.
And they're gonna enforce it on the kickoff. You have the choice of the extra point or the kickoff.
So Landry Walker leads 38-18, and they'll go for 2.
Flag on the play against the Patriots for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Here's Thompson stepping up. Makes a great cut. He'll get in. What a run by Thompson. 2-point conversion, and Landry Walker is in control, leading 40-18 with 7:55 to play.
He is everything that we thought he was, Ken, seeing him live. And we knew he was a great player and have seen him before.
And we'll take the timeout back in a moment. This is John Ehret Football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and through SportsNola.com. Well, a 16-yard touchdown pass, Thompson to Jason. 2-point conversion good, 40-18, our lead. Kickoff is a squib kick, and Ehret's going to get great field position as they cross midfield and get it down to the Landry Walker 48-yard line. So good job of fielding that by Isaiah Windman and returning it. And the Patriots will operate with a short field again. The kicking game. Ooh, man.
That time they had no choice but to let the ball bounce because they never got airborne. But they corralled it right away and got straight up the field. But both teams give up way too much in the kicking game. And that's going to be a big concern going forward.
Ehret starts at midfield officially. 7:45 to play. And the keeper by Mumphrey gets hit hard as he dives to about the 45. Make it the 46, a gain of 4.
And they're going to have to try to pick up the pace a little bit here, get the plays in and out faster if they hope to have a chance to get back into this.
At some point, you like to stay with your offense, but at some point you've got to have a sense of urgency.
Absolutely. I think that's a great term, that you've got to play with that particular sense of urgency. In the center move.
Yeah, center move. It's going to cost Ehret 5 yards. Be their 8th penalty of the game, 76 yards.
Offside against the Patriots.
Get the plays in and out, get up to the line of scrimmage. Let's get lined up and get the plays off quickly.
2nd down and 11.
So it's 2nd and 11. Ehret at its 49. Mumphrey wants to throw heavy pressure, backside. Got away from it, passes midfield, and gets down inside Landry Walker territory to the 48. He was being pursued hotly, but he picked up 3.
Great acceleration. It looked like he was going to get run down from behind by Mitchell Gordon, defensive end, but he really pulled away. He being Travis Mumphrey Jr. Great acceleration there to make a play out of.
3rd down and 8.
To the 48, it's 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots. 6:52 to play. 5-man front. Here they come. Mumphrey heavy pressure again. This time he'll go down. 3rd sack of the game for Landry Walker as Shamad Sullivan got him.
Very nice job by Sullivan, the defensive tackle, with his inside pass rush. The edge rushers kept Mumphrey inside to where he tried to step up in the pocket, and that's where Sullivan was to put an end to the play.
Mentioned a 3rd sack. And Ehret will go for it, understandably so. On 4th down and 13, Mumphrey wants to throw a screen. He does in the middle. It's intercepted at the 45-40, at the 35-30, and down at the 30, where the interception is Tyron Fielder. What a play by Fielder.
He had that right in his sights the whole way. It looked like it was going to be effective. It'd be getting pressure on the quarterback, and logically a middle type screen should be effective. But Tyron Fielder, 6'4" junior, was right there. He caught the ball at its highest point. He didn't wait for it to come to him. He showed some tremendous awareness and athletic ability and went up and caught the ball up high and did a good job of taking it towards the goal line. So an excellent play by Fielder overall.
First turnover by Ehret. Landry Walker has it at the Ehret 30, 1st and 10. Up by 22 and looking for a kill shot here. Thompson will gun it. End zone. Dropped. Oh. Right into the hands of Trevante White. He drops a touchdown. Perfect throw by Keaton Thompson.
Wow. Keaton Thompson was standing about the 35-yard line, and that ball was on a line 7 yards deep in the end zone. So that was a 43-yard line drive right into the receiver's chest. What a tremendous throw by Keaton Thompson. This second half, Ken, he has really got his throw.
Turned it on,
together.
didn't he? Yep. 2nd down and 10 at the 30. Snap it, fake it, throw it outside. Caught, shook one. Burzat to the outside. Boy, he's quick inside the 20. Man, they've got some weapons, don't they?
Yes, indeed. From sideline to sideline, inside and outside. And Keaton's responsibility to get
Looks like there's a flag, though. And there is for holding or illegal use of hands on
Williams makes the tackle.
Landry Walker. So this is coming back.
Flag on the play.
That doesn't take anything away from the athletic ability, not just the throw, but the athletic ability on the perimeter as well. My goodness.
It's 5-yard completion to the 25 to Burzat, and then a 10-yard penalty.
They've really got some quickness. They've got a nice blend of size in the offensive and defensive line and speed on the perimeter, and then you always have to know where number 4 is and number 3 is. What a combination.
10-yard penalty to the 35. Second down and 15. 5:28 to play. Thompson under pressure, throws it outside. Man is there. The 20 caught at the 15. Shook a tackle and down inside the 10 where the first and goal. On the reception was Michael Ray.
Nice route by Ray, taking it to the flat and then turning it up. We've seen that rail look from a couple of different formations. This time was from a 3-person bunch out wide to the left. He took it up the sideline to the flat first and up the sideline. Landry Walker has gotten some real success out of that wheel route tonight.
It's been there all night, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, out of various people.
First and goal of the 9. Thompson, alley-oop throw coming, end zone, and he held on, touchdown. So it's Devontae Jason for the 3rd time in this game, coming up with a 9-yard touchdown pass from Thompson to Jason, and it is 46-12.
No defense for that one, Ken. He meaning Devontae Jason really does a good job positioning himself and has done a great job of getting his hands up over his head in the second half, getting his hands away from his body, not letting it get to his chest where the defensive back can make a play out of it. He's played big. He's 6'3", and he's played every inch of it in this second.
And Malcolm Moore is going to try the extra point. Oh, boy. Words can't describe, so I'm not going to try to. 4:51 to play. Landry Walker, 46, John Ehret, 18.
Yeah, they have an unusual kicking formation in that they're spotting the ball at the 12-yard line, so they're 9 yards deep instead of the usual 7. Or we've even gone as far as 7 yards and 2 feet in some kicking alignments. And he was going to make sure he got it off before the rush got there, because the place kicker got there before the ball even got on the tee. So there's a lot of work to be done in a lot of places. I think talking to Rod Walker at halftime, he was at Newman Riverside, and Riverside missed all their extra points last night. Remember, we talked with Billy Stubbs about that, and he went to fire the kicking coach this morning, and then he remembered he's the kicking coach. So that led to an awkward moment at the field house in Riverside. But place kicking has taken a beating this weekend, it appears, in several of the games of which we're familiar, because it certainly took a beating in this afternoon's game from St. Augustine and tonight from both teams.
Kickoff coming. And this has been an adventure as well.
Yes, indeed. Anytime the foot is getting put on the ball, it has been an adventure tonight.
Kick down the middle, and again he kicks it over their heads. And again, I have no idea.
Yeah, start deep.
I don't know. I just don't get it.
Yeah, that's awareness and making adjustments.
It's almost like they don't want to return.
Yeah, that's
like if it's over your head, let it go.
And don't get deep to begin with. So that's
First and 10, Patriots.
That's been the ticket.
And especially downwind, you know that the ball at least is going to get inside the 10-yard line. It's gotten inside the 5 every time.
So it's first and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Patriots. With 4:51 to play. Some performance here by Emmanuel Powell's Landry Walker charging Buccaneers.
You absolutely have to be impressed.
Mumphrey out of the shotgun, rolls right, throws it outside, caught, gain of about 5.
Good escapability.
Pass is
to the
caught by
right
number
under
19,
pressure.
Javian Johnson.
And a very nice throw and a very nice catch. It's a short game, but there was a lot of skill involved in that particular play. First, the escape and throwing the ball on the run, and then corralling the pass.
Second down and 5.
So Johnson caught it, 2nd and 5. Mumphrey rolls right, looking, just throwing it for all he's worth into the boundary and incomplete.
Humphrey's pass attempt is
Once
incomplete.
again, pressure
Third
from the
down.
inside. Mumphrey escaping to his right side, but the secondary did a good job of staying with the receivers throughout. That's a difference tonight as well, that when Thompson had to escape the pass rush to the outside, the Landry Walker receivers would do a good job of keeping themselves alive, and the Ehret secondary sometimes would lose sight of them.
Ehret's thrown for 24 yards in this game. 3rd and 5, run it inside, Mumphrey's deck, no gain. When you don't have any balance, it's hard to be successful.
Exactly. You've got to, even if it's perceived balance, you've got to make the defense cover the entire width and length of the field. You've got to threaten them in multiple areas. If you get too predictable in how you're attacking and what areas you're attacking, then it becomes much easier to defend, especially when you've got the players that Landry Walker has. So you've got to have some versatility in your attack, for sure, to be effective in any day's football, but especially today's football.
So it's 4th and 5, and this is the last gasp for Ehret at the 25-yard line. And this is all messed up, and they quick kick it. Okay. And it isn't going to work out very well. Another strange-looking play.
Yes. There's some more miscommunication because Mumphrey had turned to the sideline, was looking to the sideline, and swung his foot to try to confirm that we're supposed to punt it. Then the center snapped the ball. So he's catching the ball while he's trying to communicate with the sideline.
Well, knowing that you're punting into the wind and you haven't been able to do it at all night long, and you're down 46-18, might be a chance to go for it there.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Nothing to lose. You're not going to win the game.
Yes, that's very true.
1st and 10 at the 39. Landry Walker of John Ehret. They still got their men in there, up 28 with 3:08 to play. They're going for more. Thompson in this red formation. Takes the snap, retreats. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man there. Just overshot him. Tried to get it to Trevante White. They just keep attacking.
Yeah, it's easy to say that's what we do, and that is a mantra in today's football. I mean, that's part of it. But at some point,
which could run out the clock here, Rick.
But at some point, that's coming up. At some point, you're going to have to be able to take the ball with 3 minutes and drive the ball down the field to seal a victory in a close game. You can see more games lost now by giving the opposition in tight games too much time at the end of the game.
2nd and 10. And fake it. They'll throw it again. And again, it'll be deep. And this time just again out of the reach. The intended receiver, White. If at first you don't succeed, right?
That's exactly right. Yes, it can be effective now, but that can cost you somewhere later in the season.
Well, you also have to, down the road, you see opponents again, too. And memories are long.
Yep, that is.
The point being, you got a 28-point lead with 2:28 to play.
Work on something that's practical here. Throwing deep balls right now, it's an important part of their attack. Not doubting that in the least. That's part of their personality. Yes, I understand that. But in preparation for the rest of this season and into the playoffs, you got to work on what we call 4-minute offense, or keep the clock running.
Run it here, and that's going to work well. There you go. That's what you want to do, and there's a first down. Down to the 25-yard line with speed was Chad Alexander.
Yes, indeed. Very well blocked at the point of attack. Good, solid, quick run.
Picks up the first down.
Very nicely done.
To the 25-yard line on the gain of 14. And they're going to throw the slant. It's caught by Burzat. Shaking tackles inside the 10 and down to about the 8.
That was a very good throw and catch. A good quick fake inside by Keaton Thompson. And Burzat does a nice job of timing his slant route, that he breaks it off right at the time that Keaton Thompson is ready to deliver the football. And now they're going to go ahead and kill the clock.
So they got their work in, and
yep, there you go.
There you go. Take a knee. That's class.
And this is a good time to work on that.
There you go.
There's some specifics involved in being able to kill the clock as well.
Because they don't take snaps under center.
That's exactly right. And what each player does, we would have those two players on either side of the quarterback looking at the football, not just standing there to protect the quarterback, but they would ensure the snap. See, they should be looking at the football right now and making sure that the quarterback secures the snap, then they step up inside. And if the officials are smart in doing this, they'll just let the thing run out.
And that's exactly what they're doing. And this one is over. And the Landry Walker charging Buccaneers with a very impressive 46-18 win over John Ehret tonight. They were simply outstanding, Rick.
Yes, indeed they were. We were with Coach Powell Wednesday, once again on Prep Recruiting Insider. And I had Keaton Thompson there, and Tevin Bush and Devonta Jason. What an excellent group that they were on that particular show. And they really, really showed it tonight as well. We also had Corian Harris, the terrific cornerback for Landry Walker. And they really performed tonight. Just great diversity offensively. Keaton Thompson beat you tonight with his decision-making every bit as much as he did with his physical skills in both running and throwing the football. And when he got hot in the second half, turning the ball loose, and Devonta Jason got loose, started getting loose in the second half, it was really beautiful to see just their execution of it. So an excellent job in a big, big game by Landry Walker, a beautifully well-earned, well-deserved win. And it was certainly a pleasure. Once again, we've had both of these teams on the show, and it was a pleasure spending time with both of them. And just an excellent example tonight. You also mentioned something earlier in the telecast, earlier in the broad and telecast.
Yep.
That we were on. That how we know that Curtis is good. That's the opening game of the season. But when you look at Carr putting 42 points on this particular defense is pretty darn impressive. So that's some excellent football teams there.
Well, we saw St. Augustine earlier today, and they're a good-looking team. Landry Walker beat them by 22 points.
Yeah, exactly. Put 42 points on the board against St. Aug. So they have the potential to challenge in the state championship race, but they're certainly going to have to improve their kicking game, and they know that as well. That there's no question that they know what has to happen there. So plenty of stuff to work on, and that's something that is good for Landry Walker, that you win a game, win it convincingly, play well, and still have tons and tons of stuff to work on.
So our final score was Landry Walker 46, John Ehret 18. We'll take a final break here. Rick and I will return with final comments and final numbers as we continue from Haas-Memphis Stadium. This is John Ehret Patriots football on WGSO 990 AM at WGSO.com and streaming live courtesy of First NBC Bank at SportsNola.com.
Hi, this is Ken Trahan, inviting you to join Ed Daniels, Rick Gailey, and I for the Three Tailgaters Show Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon on WGSO 990 AM and at WGSO.com. I get a chance to speak